can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. And I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
What's going on, everybody? How is everybody's day? Hopefully I had a good Saturday. I know we was online last night. I know. But I feel like it was a short one, and I was gonna go live earlier. But then I fell asleep because y'all kept me up too late last night. So here we are again, another live stream, another late live stream. So this one's gonna be I messed up, guys. I wanted to bring DLC for Christ on here because he's a trucker, and I wanted to talk about heavy machinery, electric heavy machinery, and electric trucks, semis, and so forth. But he did send me an article, and we're gonna move forward. We're gonna talk this EV stuff. How y'all feel about that stuff? Do y'all trust big semi? I mean, already when semi trucks crash, they explode. Stuff gets crazy. So now we're talking another heavier. Well, I don't want to be wrong. This is just my assumption, being that EV vehicles are already heavy enough. A semi being heavier with, I don't know how many motors they're gonna have. Maybe one, maybe two, front and rear. Who knows? But then the battery packs, because they're still gonna supposedly go 300 miles to 400 miles on a charge. So that's got to be some big batteries to be able to go that distance. And there's gonna these semi trucks are gonna need to pull 20,000, 25,000, 40,000 pounds. And then not only that, but are these, of course, nobody ever accounts for extreme weather conditions, right? Hey, I'll just popping in to give a like. All right, Sergio, appreciate you, bro. Payload capacity will be reduced. Maybe. So that could be a thing too. They're not going to be carrying as much weight because they're not able to for that distance. In extreme hots or extreme colds, the battery capacity will be compromised. It's just so many different things that they do not account for. I wish they did, because the push for EV has gotten so great that they're bypassing. And yes, there are companies out there trying to push hydrogen. How much hydrogen will we need to sustain the same distance because hydrogen isn't as volatile as gasoline. So yeah, we're gonna get into that discussion. Let's see who we got up in here. We got How To. What's going on, Anthony? We got Peter up in here. Hello, Peter. Hello, Emily. Hello, Sergio. That's all the members we have for now. This is kind of weird. Me going live on a Saturday. I feel a little weird. But yeah, I might not even. What up, Paul? I might not even go live on Tuesday because whatchamacallit? Because I'm gonna be on the road probably. I don't know what time I'm gonna get to Dallas because I still have to work, and then I have to drive up to Dallas, and then it all depends. And then Friday, I should be coming back Friday. It all depends what time I get done with school, and then by the time I make it down here, so on and so forth. It's gonna be a crazy week next week. So I'll be learning, and I might be able to bring some more knowledge back because we will be talking hybrid up there in class. That's what I'm going for, hybrid. Even though Nissan doesn't have a lot of hybrids, we got maybe, I think right now we got two hybrid vehicles, which is going to be the Pathfinder and the Rogue. I have yet to see a Rogue. I mean, I have yet to see a Pathfinder hybrid. I don't know if they're still making them. And I've only seen maybe one or two hybrid Rogues. Did I say that right? Yeah, I never seen a Pathfinder hybrid, but I have seen a couple of Rogue hybrids. So yeah, let's get into it. Puro FM fan Rencho, what's going on, Anthony? Hopefully you're doing good on this Saturday. Did you work today, Anthony? Joe Mama, Fluff, what's good? What's going on, Joe Mama? Easy Tech, Joe, whoa, what's going on, Easy? Hey, Fluff, what's going on, John? Santiago, Peter, hello, how you doing? Hey guys, how's it? Emily, how's your day, bro? Y'all got anything planned for tomorrow? I don't think we'll go anywhere, and if it does, it won't be for at least another 10 years. Hopefully not, man. They're trying to push this way too hard. Payload capacity will be reduced. Man, and that's crazy because people get paid. They get paid based off of their, what all they're taking, how much they're taking, weight. Hey, I'll just popping in to give a like. Appreciate you. Sergio, we got 6 likes up in here, guys. Let's get that up a little bit. I'm so sorry I missed your live show last night, my brother Fluffy. Great to see you today, and I see our brother Easy Tech Joe is in the house. What's going on, famous Slick Rick? How are you doing, bro? Will never work. We do not have the power plant to produce enough power to charge all the batteries. Now, here's another thing that I want to talk about too, because y'all see the thumbnail, right? I had a EV truck on one side, and then I had Volvo is doing EV heavy machinery. So they got 2 out right now, which is like they have a front end loader, which is a small one. And then they have, let's see, what was it? Ooh, where's my emails? So they have this Volvo, which is a front end loader, which is on the on the thumbnail, and then they got a small one, which is like an excavator. It's small, but they're saying that both of those could do 8 hours of work continuously. Again, extreme climates, extreme temperatures, and they're saying 2 hours for the front end loader to get up to 80% charge capacity, and then the small excavator an hour. So we're seeing about the same as the smaller EV vehicles, but of course you need power source, right? You need something to be able to charge these vehicles up. If they're mining these lithium batteries, right? They got to mine this shit. So that's where we're saying, oh, what's the point of going EV if they're still going to be using diesel? I think there's another company that's trying to do an EV earth mover, big ones, big old dump trucks, like 20-ton dump truck. What I saw, okay, if they're in the middle of nowhere mining, right? Well, they got no power source around them. So what are they using? They're using these big ass fucking generators. What's powering those generators? They're still gonna have to use diesel. I don't know, guys. This push is silly. I don't know, but that's just my personal opinion. What up, folks? What up, Paul P? I missed yesterday, but I watched it. Hey, that's what's up. How to appreciate you, bro. Did you learn something yesterday or from yesterday's live? I know I did. I'll be turning that into a full length video. Freightliner already have trucks like this. These I've never worked on them, but these kind of trucks by logic can only be driven on local routes, at least for now. Not enough miles per charge. How much miles per charge are we looking at? Hell, we were talking to Fred a while back. We were talking to Fred about this, and he was saying that these buses can go 10 miles. Dude, if a bus can barely go 10 miles, what do they, man, hold up. Why are they thinking they can um God, what the fuck is the name? Because we depend on delivery so much now, right? We do so much online ordering, we do so much uh I'm gonna just say LTL, all right? And over the road. So if you're expecting a package, normally we could get things in like 2 or 3 days. If they're having to stop every 8 hours, okay, that's as much as they can drive on a full charge versus 11. They have to stop, charge up, and then the OTR guys, the over the road guys, they normally leave their trucks running while they're sleeping. That's going to consume energy, it's going to consume battery life, so on and so forth. So what are we really looking at? What up, Slick? Electric trucks might be viable in cities where short distances are encountered. I'm wondering how much they can run in the city though. That's my question. What are they going to do with all the bad batteries? I have no idea. I do not know. Take them to a landfill somewhere for EV. Well, I heard they store them underground, right? I didn't have to, but I had 3 cars approved Friday, so I finished 2 of them and went home. Oh shit. So did you flag those today or are you flagging them tomorrow? I saw you had an engine pulled out on a Silverado, on a Silverado. What up, all? What's going on, Quick Wrench? How are you doing? Fluffy, I'm here. All right, DLC, thank you for stopping by. Dre. Wait, hold on, because when people have these weird names, they try tricking you, boy. Dre Lav. Okay, what up, Dre? How's it going, brother? It don't seem like there's anything funky going on with your name. So I think you good. Fluffy, I'm here. Appreciate it, DLC. Happy Saturday, FM family. What's going on, Wrenching? I work on full EV vehicles. Wrenching out there, man. He showed me a video the other day of him pulling batteries and track motors, and I was like, man, bro, you the man. You are the man. What's up, Paul? Komatsu has an. How big is that? How big is that one, Paul P? What if they're using solar power to charge? What if they're using solar power to charge with? Or wind turbines to harness nature's energy? That would have to hold on. Let me try to find this. No, it was a video. I don't want to play another person's video on my stream. But like they had trailers, okay? They had trailers with these big old generators. Solar, I can see maybe, but it's gonna take a long time. It'll take a long time, and they'd have to even use even more batteries to store that energy. Wind turbines, they, wind turbines have to be spaced out so much. The time to put those up, and then when it comes to them having to uh demo that area, they're gonna have to take those wind turbines down, move them, so on and so forth. And then they might run out of real estate, so that wouldn't be too efficient. What up, Brenton? Let me see. When you want to send me the link. All right, DLC. Uh, what are they gonna do with solar panels when they go bad? You can't put them in landfills because they have lead and asbestos. Do they? Oh, dude, I didn't know that. I didn't know they have lead and asbestos. Asbestos. I thought, holy shit. Okay, that's crazy. Uh, I don't think it's enough power in the damn power grid for all these electric vehicles, trucks, etc. That's what I'm saying. Hell, they got Texas doing rolling blackouts right now, bro. From like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. Like, I don't know. Batteries are bad. Yeah, I didn't. I meant like a battery landfill, just for batteries in general, not actual trash. So I was misspoken right there. What up, Fluffy? I'm stuck at work till 2 a.m. I looked for a live stream yesterday, didn't see one. Watched an older one, then realized you had a late one last night. Yeah, I had a super late one last night, bro. Today too. Well, pay ends Thursday, so I didn't want to have to waste Monday on two of them. So yeah, I flagged them. So Monday, I can look at cars, then work on the other that's already approved. I went in today, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I went in to go pick up my box. I did some house cleaning, got rid of some compressors, uh, loaded up some tools that I don't really use at the shop. And then if y'all saw that short, I brought the rat feet box home. So that was pretty interesting. That rat feet box was heavier than I thought. I was like, damn. Um, the Equinox put in some work, and then yeah, just clean around my area. It sucks because I don't know, like when I know I'm going to school, I hate having to locate. I'd rather go to school on a Monday, but school don't start till Wednesday, so I leave Tuesday evening after work. And like, what's the point of locating to work just to find out, hey, you know what, it's parts gonna be here Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday when I'm not even gonna be there. So then I'm not even gonna be able to do the work. It doesn't make sense to me. But I still have to go in. It's kind of crazy. Check you later, bro. I have to play shop foreman in the morning. Oh, you work, dude? You work on the weekends? What? All right, Easy Tech. Thank you for stopping by, bro. EV won't last long, in my opinion. We have EV. How often are y'all seeing issues with the EV vehicles? Wrenchen, are you free to jump on tonight? I know in California they are not allowed to charge vehicles sometimes. How are they gonna know though? So here's the thing: how will the laws, right? The enforcers know if you're charging an EV vehicle? Are they gonna be looking at wattage at a house or something like that uh, to know? Because if it's in the garage, how are they gonna know? Or are they gonna put a freaking bulb on your roof, red or green? Red means that they're charging, green means they're not. Like, ah, it's silly. Hello, everyone. Stream today, yes, sir, Oswaldo. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people missed the stream yesterday because I came on late. So I what's it called? I decided to come on today again to talk about a topic, mainly because DLC, I wanted to bring him on because he's a truck driver and stuff, so he has some input, some concerns that maybe we can cover. I can jump in for a bit. All right, Wrenchin. Let me get DLC. We're gonna talk about this. Actually, you know what? I'll send you the link. Hello, Oswaldo. Oh, wait, no, wrong email. Wrong email. Friendship Mafia right there at Gmail. Got you the link, bro. So we can tag team this. You can help me out. You probably have more experience with EV vehicles than I do. I'm only EV certified, but I have not worked on any EV vehicles. I work on EVs, maybe, dude. So you're familiar with the cell balancing and stuff like that, right? Okay. When I get home, I'll jump on. All right, bro. Replace the radiator a week ago. On what? What'd you replace it on, Mr. Oswaldo? And DLC, I sent you the link. When I get home, I'll jump on. So yeah. Oof. I don't know. We'll wait for DLC. Hopefully, he's firing up his computer right now. On a 2001 Ford F-250. Was that fun? Is that damn is that that radiator pretty freaking big, leaking from the top, from the tank, I'm assuming. Right there, leaking from the top. Where we at? Hold on, guys. I am going to send a make a post real quick. We are live. Come through, come talk. Traffic is a little light right now. Let me see. Copy that. What's going on? DLC.
What's up, Fluff? How's it going, man?
It's going.
Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I hear you. Chat. Can y'all hear him? Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, yes, I did. No, I didn't. Paste it. Oh shit. Man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Sounds good. All right, Darren Lock. Appreciate you loud and clear wrenching. Yes. Okay. Thank y'all. Let me make this post real quick.
I'm trying to see something real quick.
Every 30 easy 30 minutes. Damn. You know what? It's some older vehicles. Them older vehicles are pretty quick in and out. Yes, balancing the cells, it's a pain in the ass. Needs to charge the vehicle and deplete them and do that three times at a time. If you don't, then you get fault codes and car. What the hell? Y'all have that big cell balancer. You know what I'm talking about? It has a big old lid. And they didn't let us balance them in class, but they kind of walked us through how to do it. Yes, sir. All right, cool. Everybody hears you. Welcome. Loud and clear. Appreciate you. Kaka is back. The hell? 5 lines and it's out.
Wow.
Talking about Sam Strothers. All right, DLC, what we got? What we got?
Okay, let me share the screen, or I need to share the screen. Let me see. Yeah, present. Right here. Okay, present it. Okay, this is what Fluff was talking about, and what is it going to mean for us that are truck drivers out on the road? So it says self-driving trucking company Kodak Robotics Incorporated and Pilot Travel Centers, which includes the Flying J's, are opening their inaugural autonomous truck port in Georgia, serving as an eastern satellite hub for Kodiak's autonomous trucking network. Kodiak plans to use the facility at the Pilot Truck Stop in Villa Rica, Georgia, to launch and land autonomous trucks and serve as a hub to pick up and drop off first and last mile deliveries, according to the company. The Dallas Fort Worth hub remains the company's main terminal for its autonomous fleet. Now, what does that actually mean? Is that going to mean that they're going to get rid of OTR, so to speak, um, and just have localized drivers like what we call line haul? In other words, you got like your 14-hour clock and that's it. You make it up there, you drop hook and come back. Now, according to this article, because I don't know if you guys know, but Buffett owns these, says partnering with Pilot uh, to build a pilot company to build a Villa Rica truck port ensures that we have access to the truck port services we need, utilizing Pilot's industry leading travel center network, said Don Burnett. And it goes on right here, and it says uh, what they're gonna do is like all this parking that they have, they're gonna make this for the autonomous trucks where we're required by DOT to take a 30-minute break. Now, do we use that to charge? What all is going to come into play? Are we going to be able to carry 30,000 pounds, 50,000 total pounds? You know, how is this all going to work? And how long are the batteries going to last? How many batteries are they going to have? Because right now we have a bunch of them. And when I fill my tanks, I got big tanks. I can go 2,800 something miles. So what are these autonomous vehicles? How are they going to do? How well they're going to perform? Are we going to be able to take the same amount of loads that we were taking while we were using diesel fuel? Just all these questions come into play as a driver. So I get it. They want to like hopefully get rid of drivers, so to speak, but not permanently because I guess the autonomous are going to drive. And then how is a truck, in my opinion, or any of you guys' opinion in the live chat, how do you think that these vehicles are going to be able to adjust to ice, snow like a driver can? Is it going to be able to slow down proper? Is it going to slam the brakes? Is it going to be able to swerve out of the way and not hit anybody? All these things, all these questions need answers. And I'm not, yes, we're human beings. We do make mistakes in certain situations, but what is that going to mean for the driver? Are we going to be there in case we see bad weather coming in and then we take over? Like, or is it just going to be automated completely to where there's no driver?
See, the thing about autonomous driving, there's no thinking involved. So all it does, and this is, I don't know if people realize this, but computers, for every input, there's an output. So there may not be any input information for that computer to be able to generate an output.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they put so many sensors on these vehicles. It might have to take in account for um as far as ice, temperature, and then it's gonna have to look at ABS, uh track control. Is there wheel spin? Um Maybe humidity, because if there's a little bit of humidity out there, it's probably frozen. I don't know. There's so many different rain sensors and temp sensors, and I don't know. It's something that, like you said, we have so many questions for.
Well, this like here, like I was saying right here, pilot company rigorously test ways to integrate new technologies, including autonomous trucks, to maintain our safety first focus and continue fueling. Really, safety first. Interesting. And focus and continue fueling the truck industry, said Brandon Trauma, director of strategy and business development at Pilot Company. Working with Kodak aligns with our emphasis on improving the quality of life for professional drivers. Now, remember what I said. Are they going to get rid of OTR drivers? Check this out. Autonomous trucks focus on long, repeatable highway miles, leaving the more enticing local first and last mile deliveries for professional drivers who can stay closer to home. See what I'm saying?
Yep. Now I
So,
don't. Again, autonomous driving. Who's gonna hook these trucks up? Are they gonna have people waiting?
I have no
Are they gonna
idea.
have to is are they gonna have to build more pilots loves, flying
No, what?
J's?
No, well, you got to remember, the Pilot and Flying J's. They have like close to 1,000, I believe, truck stops across the nation. And what they're gonna do for now, like we saw right there in Rica, Georgia, or whatever, Rica Valley, Georgia. What they're gonna do is like that parking that I showed you in the photo.
Hmm.
What they're gonna do is like get rid of some of that, and that's where you're gonna have your autonomous vehicles coming in with the trailer, and then you're gonna have a it's like a meet and greet kind of type thing, but instead of meeting the driver, it's gonna be that autonomous vehicle. You're gonna I don't know how you're gonna get the manifest, especially if you got hazmat materials. How are you gonna get the bills of lading, the all this stuff that you need to have as a driver in the pocket of your door, uh, for DOT and stuff like that in case you were to get pulled over or have a fire. They got to be able to have the manifest and what kind of chemicals you are hauling if you are the kind of trucking company like an XPO or a FedEx Freight, people that carry poison, flammables, combustibles, explosions, stuff like that. Where are you going to get the manifest from?
So
Because you have to have that kind of stuff.
here's the thing. When Tesla would talk about autonomous driving, they always like you're supposed to be aware still. You're not supposed to be asleep behind the wheel because autonomous driving is not perfect. So will there still need to be a driver at least there, even though they're not technically working
Well, that's
or
the question I
driving?
had asked earlier. That's the question I had asked earlier. Is there going to be a driver to be able to make adjustments when you see that there's bad weather coming in and stuff like that? Are you going to be able to take over the wheel and get rid of the autopilot or whatever that
Hmm.
they're going to have in there to make these kind of adjustments to slow down, to adjust to weather conditions and stuff like that? Because is this vehicle going to be able to make the necessary adjustments for safety? Remember, as I read in the article, they're focused on safety. Now,
Hmm.
I'm going to share the screen again, and we're going to show Kodak driver performs a fallback on the highway. Let me present this, and we're going to see what it supposedly it can do.
Okay, let me hit the comments real quick. What's
Okay.
what's going on is crazy. Hit that one time for the one time. Appreciate you coming through. My nickname is Kaka because that's oh, okay, I got you. What's up? Live again. Yes, sir, Baja. If you have anything to add to this, brother, you're more than welcome to come in. I could send you a link if you'd like. Howdy, Lakes. Do y'all see anything that has to do with EV? What happens if y'all get an electric vehicle in y'all shop, or do y'all just turn it down? Leaky butt. Oh no, that's not good. We call that swamp ass around here.
No.
What up, Lakes? What's the name of that company? Pilot.
Yes.
Yes,
Pilot, Flying J, same thing, owned by Warren Buffett. He owns like 80%, I think.
Warren Buffett owns it.
Hmm. He just bought it several years ago.
You know, Warren Buffett owns auto dealers as well
Hmm. He owns a lot of
across
stuff.
the country. Yeah,
Hmm.
this seems far fetched idea. It does. It very much does. Good evening, Quick Ranch.
Lakes, how you
So
doing,
was
Lakes?
AI years ago. Yeah, I don't know why they want to push for this because then people start complaining about robots taking over. But are we doing anything to fight against this? Hell no, we're not.
And another thing
We're
too,
not.
Fluff, what's scary about all this stuff about these autonomous vehicles? Like, do you remember when Tesla was out there with their vehicles and they were out there catching fire? Now imagine, and it's electrical, mind you, right? Because it's battery and stuff like that, right? They
I
couldn't
get.
put
I
out the
guess you could call it electrical.
they couldn't put it out. So what happens if you have like an XPO or FedEx Freight or an R&L that are carrying combustibles, flammables, explosions?
Nothing good is going to come out of it. I mean, look at what happened in Fort Worth, north of Fort Worth. As of late, we just turned them away. Gotcha. Um, when there was that 150 car pileup,
Uh,
the people that lived, would they have lived
yeah,
if there were EV trucks?
it's a question.
I don't think so. I think we would have had more casualties on our hands.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say? I mean, we can only wait and see what the outcome's going to be and then go from there and see if people are going to say, yeah, this is a bad idea. Yeah, we do have accidents on the road. We do have trucks catch fire from time to time due to breaking brakes lock up, the tire light up. So therefore, they're, all this stuff, the trailer burns down and stuff like that.
Hmm.
It does happen. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but, you know,
What up? What up, Billy? How you doing, brother? Baja playing with my all my transducer wave captures and making a presentation. I fixed that engine we talked about yesterday. 3 field service engineers couldn't figure it out. This out in 90 days. I nailed it in 3 hours. Is that something we're gonna have to wait for a video, or are you gonna do a live stream with it? I'm here. I had to put my son down for bed. What's up, Supra? How you doing, bro? What is your take on this EV bull mess? So what did you do to fix it? Biggie Fitz, what's up, everyone? I've seen Warren Buffett in Omaha at a Dairy Queen. I swear Bill Gates was a passenger in the car. Probably. They all probably play around together. Not in a bad way. I just mean like,
yeah.
maybe, we don't know.
Let me know when you're ready to let me play
Yeah,
this
go for it.
video. Okay.
We got no audio. Might have to share the screen a little differently or check the audio box.
Okay. Well, let me know because I'll rewind it.
No, I mean check the audio box when you present your screen.
Oh.
There's a audio. There's a box in the one. It's like a little check box.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's been a while since I've done a live or anything. So, share screen.
Oh, y'all had audio?
Yeah, it's checked.
Oh, I didn't have audio on my end. All right, let's do this.
Okay. Get rid of the fluff. Get rid of the thing.
Yeah, I hear it now.
See how it handled the blowout? So is
That
that
was the. Do it again. Play it again.
it turned red. See how it has a blowout, and now it's veering off.
Was that a blowout? Because I saw him cut something.
I don't know. I think that's what it said, a blowout, but I don't know.
It performs a fallback on the highway.
Yeah.
What is there any description?
It says in the let me stop it. Hold on. It was playing again. It said this is where it says to launch let me see. Autonomous truck tech company Kodak shared a video to demonstrate how their trucks respond to a critical system failure. That's what it was, a critical system. That's why when you saw it green, I guess the critical system, boom, and then and you saw how it went from green to red or orange or whatever it was.
Okay, now what's gonna happen when that computer, I'm gonna call it the ADAS computer, takes a shit? What's gonna happen?
Okay, Fluff.
There's no telling when something's about to happen. It just happens.
Yeah, check this out. Remember that Volvo that I had just got, that the steering wheel was crooked?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, months after that, 5 times on my way back, coming back home from Dallas, 5 times, all the whole dash lit up. I mean, everything came out. Traction control, blind side. I mean, just everything. Check engine warning. The red light. It looks like a stop sign just flashing, and it says that I had seconds to stop the truck. So I pull over. I'm like, okay, now what am I gonna do? So what I did is I shut off the truck, pop my air brakes, shut off the truck, gave it a few seconds, let everything shut off, turned the key to get everything to work up. Everything went away. It cleared. So I started the truck back up. Boom, I got back on. Like 5 minutes later, boom, it happened again, and then again, and then again, and then again.
That was with your when the
With my,
steering wheel was off center, or this
uh,
was after they fixed it.
it was after they fixed it.
Hmm.
Yep, and they took it to Volvo to fix it, and Volvo they said they fixed it, but they didn't clear the messages on there. It kept saying the beta and all that stuff still no good, and the blind side deal wasn't working, and my check engine light is still on, and it shut down on me several times already. You see what I'm saying? I mean, just
This
imagine.
isn't. This is a truck that you're in right now.
Yes,
Have you had any more issues with it?
I haven't in months, but it has done it since they supposedly took it in and stuff like that. But they didn't clear the codes or anything. I still have my check engine light, my blind side, a
You
couple
still
other.
do?
Yes,
Oh, that's stuff. Oh my god, that's all your safety features.
yeah, and that's why they're putting all this computer stuff, and then people don't know how to work on them, or they're not trained enough. Now, I'm not putting these people down at no fault of their own. Proper training is key. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But because they're putting a lot of stuff in here, and all this stuff is new, so you got to make sure you have equipment that's going to be able to diagnose and be able to do all this stuff like what you guys do. And that's why you're going to go up to do your training for this particular vehicle that you are going to start working on, possibly, so you can learn and be able to diagnose and fix these problems properly. So the your customer, whoever has that electrical vehicle, doesn't have the same problems like I'm having, to where I'm still having all these issues. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So the way to fix that is test drives and verifying your fix before releasing the vehicle to the customer. We do that day in and day out. I don't let a vehicle go if I don't do a test drive.
Yeah.
And they could be rushing me, and I'm like, well, I still got to test drive it. I'm not going to release the vehicle until I know it's fixed.
Well, if you look at it too, Fluff, they drove that truck from the dealership to our
Oh yeah,
terminal with a crooked
right.
steering wheel. Why did they bring it like that?
Because the people in charge don't care. They
No,
just want their truck on the road.
it was
I'm not talking about the dealer. I'm talking about
yeah,
the payments.
no. What I'm saying was that it was a dealer guy that drove it to the
Oh, was it?
yeah.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you see. All right, let me blow through the comments right quick.
All right.
I have two shorts posted now as a teaser, but I think I saw one of them, or I was about to see one of them. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I am very interested in that Baja because that tickles my fancy, bro. It's very interesting,
Yeah, I
and
was watching.
when stuff starts to make sense to me, I get really excited.
Yeah, because like I said, I was having to deal with that accident, having to take an alternate
Yeah,
route. So I caught bits and pieces, but I did see where Baja was presenting that graph and explaining
mhm,
everything, the colors, the lines, and what is what. And he was going into full detail, which is interesting because I'm not mechanically inclined. But just by watching your channel and other channels like Lakes and stuff like that, I'm learning. You know what I'm saying? Just well, not learning, but understanding what you guys are saying more and more and more and more. You know what I mean?
yep, I heard it. Yeah, I didn't realize that the sound was very faint. We got audio. That's my fault. Question for you: I have an '05 Acura TL 3.2. That's the problem. It's a hand. With Wait, hold on. Let me quick wrench. You're working on a '05. I'm gonna throw that back. You're working on a '05. Throw that back at you. You remember? Once warms up, has hard misfire on number 3, but still random on others. Could this be a valve adjustment issue? Has all new coils, sparks, plugs, and another shop installed. Oh, that's oh god. Oh, I hate those when another shop's done work. Also, is there anyone that makes a decent pressure transducer at a much lower price than a Pico. When he cut the wire, it simulated a blowout. Okay. Hey guys, a little late, but I made it. You're good, Shannon. Appreciate you coming in. Did I really? Hold on. Dave. Oh my goodness. Hold up. I did not realize I freaking did that, bro. This is an invite. No, yes, it's an invite. Baja, I sent the wrong freaking link.
It ain't the first time you've done that, Fluff. Come on, man. Get
Oh
with the
goodness,
program.
bro. Oh my goodness. Lakes, Quick Wrench, and Baja.
Oh, Mr. Mo.
I said all y'all the damn link. What the hell's wrong with me? I'm trying to push my videos on y'all too hard. That shit's like Maximum Overdrive type nightmare stuff. Good movie, but bad. Yes. Yep. I get what you're saying. I get the purpose of EV to make things cleaner, but we don't have enough evidence on how much cleaner they'll be. Hell, electric charging stations have been run off diesel generators.
Hey, Fluff, can I respond to that real quick to Supra?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it cleaner? Is it? You still got to burn coal. All these things got to be made. Do you remember what was his name? The one that pushed the global warming stuff. He became a billionaire carrier, something like that. On this whole global warming stuff. Is it happening? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But is it gonna make it cleaner? Where are they gonna put the batteries? Is it gonna be good for the environment? Like what's gonna happen when these cells are no good anymore and the battery ain't gonna charge anymore? You know what I'm saying? Like what are they gonna do with them? Dig them in the ground, throw them in the ocean? We already throw chemicals in the ocean. We already throw trash in the ocean. So are we really actually cleaning up the earth? No, we're making it worse.
I seen a video last night of a big recycling machine for these EV batteries, where it broke it up into 3 different bags: plastic, lithium, and something else, and then copper, lead, and something. But it broke it all up, and it just got recycled to make new batteries. Watched that last night before I was on your live, Fluffy.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. You might have to send that to me because that's something that's I'm curious about. And it was let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, because I had seen a video. By the way, how you doing, Lakes?
How you doing, DLC?
Not too bad. I had seen a deal that where they, you know how they say recycling plastic bottles and stuff, that's what they're doing, but they're actually not. They have a separate dump site or whatever, and you just see all these Coke bottles, water bottles, just a massive landfill of it.
So they're saying they're recycling them, but
they're not. Yep.
Wow.
I'm trying to find it right now.
You know, on paper they may seem like a good idea, but the amount of Teslas that have blown up. I mean, y'all got to. So we talk about this, right? But it's not every Tesla that's doing it. Just like every Nissan doesn't break down, every Chevrolet doesn't break down, every Honda, Subaru, Mitsubishi, Kia, Hyundai. We only see what's put out there, what's put into the news. Like when you're at a shop, you only see the vehicles that break down. We're not seeing every single vehicle breaking down. If that was the case, where I'm at right now, we'd probably see hundreds of thousands of Nissans coming through the shop yearly, and we just see the same 300, 400, 500 customers every few months because of their driving habits. And yes, they come in for oil changes and maintenance and stuff like that, but they're not all broken down. That's a misconception that we all have. Yes, we talk about, like I said, the thermal runaways with these EV vehicles, but it's not happening to every single one. Maybe 1 out of 1,000 or 10,000 or however many. I don't know the actual ratio, but yeah. What's going on, Baja? We good? We hear you. Can you hear us?
I guess not.
I think he's testing because he's gonna stream while he's in class. Not while he's in class, but when he's out of town. So I think he's testing.
Okay, Fluff. If you wanna go ahead and let me present the screen real quick.
Mhm. Can you hear us, Baja?
Yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
tried to use my lapel mic, but my iPad doesn't like it. It turned off my speaker. It sucks.
Yeah, we had feedback when you was trying it.
Sorry about that, everyone. I just switched over to AirPods instead, but I hate the microphone on the AirPods.
You sound good though.
How
Yeah,
do
he
I
does.
sound? Because I'm just using my iPhone speaker.
Oh, look at that.
Lake's always comes in
Yeah.
good too.
Yeah, I'd say your audio quality is really good with the iPhone speaker. It's just that as far as canceling out like that room noise kind of sound,
Yeah.
where it sounds like you're in a bathroom, that's where I like using a separate microphone because it takes all that away, and you get this more kind of nice NPR sound of a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check this out. The vast majority of plastic that people use and in many cases put into blue recycling bins is headed to landfills or worse, according to a report from Greenspace on the state of plastic recycling in the U.S. The report cites separate data published this May, which, by the way, this was in October 2022. The report cites separate data published this May, which revealed that the amount of plastic actually turned into new things has fallen to new lows of around 5%. That number is expected to drop further as more plastic is produced. We keep producing it and we got nowhere to put it.
Wow.
See? Now, I'm showing resource. So, right here, more plastic is being produced, and even smaller percentage of it is being recycled, says Lisa Ramsey, senior plastic campaigner for Greenspace USA. The crisis just gets worse and worse, and without drastic change, will continue to worsen as the industry plans to triple plastic production by 2050. Where's all the plastic going to go? So my whole thing is, if we're going to say let's save the planet, which we should, it's the only one we got, which we should, and we keep doing this, we're all in hurting. And yet they're saying, oh, green this, green that. We need to spend money here, spend money there. What gets done? Nothing. It
So
just
here,
continues to get worse and worse. So what's going to
This
happen
is
when
why I get really
everybody
mad at
wants?
General Motors for killing Saturn, because if we still had Saturn, we could recycle all this in the door panels.
People are trying to use it to build homes. Why aren't they doing that? Letting them have it for free. They can clean it out themselves. I've seen homes being built and using it. They'll put it inside the walls as for double insulation and stuff like that, and then they'll put insulation and stuff like that, and that helps it. But I'm just saying, imagine they want the whole world EV, or at least the United States, by what? What was it? 2035? Fluff? Late?
they are always changing it.
Okay.
I believe it's
2030,
currently
2040,
2035.
That's going to be a lot of batteries, man. Where are you going to put them all? Just like the plastics, they're only going to continue to make more and more and more. Hey, Mr. Dave, Mr. Know-It-All, what's up?
Can you hear me now?
We hear you.
What?
You can hear me?
Yes.
What did you say?
So here's the thing: when it comes to recycling anything and melting down, what is getting put back into the environment when you're doing these meltdown processes? There's always going to be a byproduct.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's all I'm saying. And that's why I had to show the resource to show you guys that, dude, it's a problem and it's not getting fixed. Where's all that money going?
Oh, we lost Baja.
Taxpayers are paying all this money.
What time are you going live tomorrow? Sunday. You go live at 5, right? Wait, send me the oops. Hi Em. You sent me the. Yeah, that was my fault. I don't know what I was thinking. Automotive. You sent me that also. I see the same stuff every day, but yes, we do see the same stuff every day. But imagine if every vehicle that's on the road had the same issues constantly. Hell, we'd be being a mechanic would be a dream. Setting up camera, give me a minute. Look up plastic sheet in the ocean.
Yeah, we used to have a really good trade with overseas countries, China and other Asia countries. So when we would buy their crappy products off of Alibaba and all this Wish.com stuff, it comes over in uh, freighters, and then they can't go back empty because that's a waste of fuel and gas. So we would actually just fill them up with all our plastic, send it to them, and they'd melt it down and they'd make more junk for us to buy. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened in the last 10 years, but they just said, we ain't taking your junk anymore.
Hmm.
But yeah, that was the recycling program for the last 30 years was Chinese stuff comes over, we fill up the tankers, we fill up empty tankers and we send all our plastic back. They melt it down and they make more junk plastic stuff for us to buy. And that was our recycle program. Now that they said they don't want our garbage anymore, we don't know what to do with it. Because
Instead
What
we
time
of
are you
never
going live tomorrow,
when
Bob?
that shit here.
uh I go 5 Central Standard Time.
5?
Yeah, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sundays and
So it'd be 4
7
o'clock
Central
my time.
Standard Times. Yeah. I'm trying not to compete with
JT.
JT because he goes live 2 hours later. So that gives me a buffer to start 30 minutes late and still give time for the viewers to go over to his channel because my channel, Fluffy's channel, and his channel, we all kind of share some viewers, and I don't want it to be competitive.
Yeah.
If he would show up on time, and then
Right?
Hey,
maybe I'll start a show right after him instead.
I've been guilty of showing up
It
late.
was 10 o'clock here, and I was like, where the heck's Fluffy at? I was like, oh, okay, he's not getting on until tomorrow. No, so I was right. It's Saturday. You just
Yeah.
thinking late. I just put my phone down and started watching TV. Didn't even think nothing else about it. Thought he was coming on tomorrow.
No, it's today. But shit, what time did we get off last
Yeah.
night? It was about
Oh, dude, you guys were up till like 2 in the morning.
yeah. And then that's not including what we talked about backstage. So
Oh, good.
and then I went to the shop, picked up the box, and went back to the shop after I dropped it off here, picked up some other stuff, and I was like, ooh. Sat down on the couch. I was like, 8 o'clock. I could take an hour or two nap.
So, what are you doing? Are you going live like 3 times a week, or you just have like 2 scheduled days and then 1 random day?
I do 2 scheduled, and then every now and then I'll do a random, but I might not go live at all next week. Just because we're gonna be up there in Dallas, and last time I tried going live, the internet there was wonky.
Oh, yeah. I asked them to put me in a hotel where I could buy high speed. So I'm gonna have Giga Ethernet where I'm at, and I'm gonna test it and see if it's worth going live, so I can fulfill my Wednesday. If not, then I'm gonna be. I already have a couple. I already have like 2 people who were like, "Yo, we're like, you okay?" And I was like, "Dude, I just took a vacation."
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I was like, I guess I should have posted. I didn't think people cared that much.
Yeah.
Hey, Lakes, were you talking about this? Fluff, can you share the screen, please?
Oh.
Were you talking about this EV box?
I don't know. It was a video.
Okay, it's right here. To separate the various elements that make up an EV battery, it is first read and resultant materials are filtered based on the size and composition. This separates plastic, ferrous materials, metals, and non-ferrous materials. But I look here, and I'm seeing everything that it's supposed to be what they're trying to do. Well, while recycling techniques vary, this process can recover up to 95% of the key raw materials. What happens to the other 5%? But that's what they're hoping for. But you look right here, thankfully, there are increasingly stringent regulations around the EV battery recycling across the world. The EU already requires that EV batteries be at least 50% recyclable by weight. So they're not recyclable now
Wow.
because they're not at 50%. See, where's this stuff going? I get it that they want to make it better, but by 2025, 65%, where's the other 35% going to go? Because they're only extracting certain things. They're not recycling the whole battery. They're
So
just
what
taking,
I think
out the raw materials, as you can see up here, what it says.
I think their thought process on this is some recycling is better than no recycling.
Sure.
So they can shut us up,
Sure.
you know.
But you see what I'm saying?
I see it. Yeah.
And I'm just trying to stay on topic of the whole EV thing, because this is like this is, I get it. They're trying to make it better. I understand that. But like, I don't know. Like, why don't we just stay with what we got now?
Yeah. One other thing I want to talk on, because Baja asked.
Okay.
One of the reasons I chose today to go live again today was because DLC wanted to cover some of this on the EV stuff, as far as the trucking industry and all that. And he was working last night, so he couldn't come on.
I remember all the hoopla when they low jacked those trucks like 15 years ago. Like no more 18-hour days.
Yeah.
Hey, people were reading that article, Fluff. No, I'm just
were
kidding.
they?
No, I'm just kidding.
I was like,
I don't know if they were. I'll just say.
Were you still? Was there more that you wanted to cover?
No,
on it?
I mean, if Lakes wants like the link, I could send it to you, and he can read more on this. I mean, it just goes on, you know. Then you got related articles and whatnot. I'm just being that this was a topic, I thought I'd pull this up, you know, just to show you guys, like, so where's everything else going? You know, you figure that being that they're pushing the EVs so hard that they would at least already with the stuff they have now be at 65%, and then by 2025 be already at 100%. But they're only taking out raw materials. They're not going to recycle the whole battery, just the stuff to make the new batteries. You know what I'm saying? Just the raw materials.
We don't know what exactly it is that they're not recycling.
Yeah, well, it says right here, the next step is to extract valuable. Then this is the next step. They're not doing it yet, such as lithium, cobalt, nickel, and magnesium. And then I think up here it says, right here it says, because many other materials in EV batteries are rare or hard to source, recycling can ensure these valuable materials aren't lost to landfills and instead fed back to the supply chain. But that's what they're trying to extract out of it so far is this right here.
See, this is the thing too. So once they do their chemical reactions on how they get power out of this stuff, this is chemistry. These products turn into different products. So how are they going to get that product back?
And what happens when the batteries burn up? What happens to all that stuff? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They need to see how it was done. Like if a fire happens, like Demolition Man, how when your vehicle is on fire, whatever, turns you into a cocoon with all that spray and foam.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here looking, you know, at videos about batteries and stuff. This one here says goodbye lithium. New sodium ion 4.0 battery changes everything in 2023. Tesla car world. I don't know what that's all about. It's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the way the U.S. is changing and stuff like that. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. But I'd rather stay with what we got. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But they want to move forward. I get it.
Yeah, ain't nothing we can do about it.
That's right. That's right.
Ain't nothing.
What scope do you say you use?
I'm using a few of them right now. I have a pocket U scope, It's about this big.
Yeah, I
And
know
then I got a 2-channel Vantage Ultra, which I'm very happy to own now because some kid was like 10 years ago, some kid was like, "Oh, I'm going to be an awesome technician. I'm going to buy this." And he bought it, never used it. It still has all the OE twist ties on all the cables. Trade
I got.
takes it to
I
the
just picked one
takes
of
it to
those
the
up like
truck guy.
I
I
picked
got it
one of
for
those up like a month ago
$500.
for $125.
Yeah, I paid $500 for mine because he traded it on a truck. But I was like, dude, 2-channel scope, I'll take it. It's amazing.
Mine's updated to
So
2017, I think.
oh, you fucking
Not that I
lucky.
need
Oh,
to
I got
update it
it.
any further than that. You just
I
gotta
got
know
I
how
got
to scope up.
2015, but my Zeus is running 2022, so I don't care. That information is only good if you want the component tester. I
Yeah.
was just like, man, this is my new run and gun scope. But no, so I got a couple of snap-on scopes. I got a 4-channel Zeus and I got a 2-channel Vantage. I got a 1-channel U scope, and I'm playing around with this Chinese scope called a Handtech that plugs up to my PC.
That's the 8-channel one.
It's a 4-channel one.
Oh.
It was like $200 hairs. I was just interested in playing around with it to
Is it
see
an
what it can
8-bit?
do.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's 16, isn't it?
That's
Yeah,
not 16.
yeah. It's a 70 megahertz scope that can do 1 gajillion samples a second on 2 channels.
That's that one that that Turner would always talk about.
Yeah,
I-
and if you put
it-
4 channels on it, then the sample rate drops a little bit. So it's a really cheap. I'm trying to do like a kind of like a cheapo shootout for people who are trying to get into beginner scoping and
Yeah,
what
my
would you
shop
might want
has
to get.
my shop has a Pico scope.
Yeah, Pico all the way. That's
I
but
like
you know,
the
not
ATS too. I like the
Oh
ATS
God,
scope too.
if the ATS scope is probably the best scope you can get is the bee's knees, but if you don't have a brain like an engineer, it's super intimidating because it overwhelms you with options and data PIDs and readouts. So I'll train people on a Pico because it's super user friendly. It's got a great community. And then as soon as you become a power user, then I'm like, all right, let me show you an ATS scope and let me just like reset your brain really quick.
Where one of my ex coworkers works now, they have a Pico scope. They have a couple ATS scopes.
Yeah,
They
that
also
thing,
have
that thing right there.
They also have the snap-on Zeus scope, so the 4-channel snap-on Zeus scope. But if you've ever watched Royalty Automotive?
No, I don't have Royalty Automotive.
That's where he works now, down in Georgia.
Oh, it's a 12-bit. Sorry, 12-bit.
So that's why I don't understand the scope that comes with the scope box that comes with the new launch scan tool or the new Think Car scan tool, their flagship scan tool, which is made by Handtech, is only an 8-bit scope. For an 8-bit scope, it does quite well. So I think there's some programming done or software there that's maybe enhancing the pictures a little bit, enhancing the
or because
vertical resolution, but
maybe because this is a standalone ish. It doesn't have the actual scanner built into it.
Well, either does the new launch like Throttle 3 or the new Top Down or the new Think Car, their flagship scan tools. The scope box is separate from the scan tool, but it works on a application on the scan tool.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, a coworker and I, I got a software engineer and then I have a self-proclaimed engineer. We are trying to get the Handtech to run on Picoscope.
Oh, you might be able to on a Picoscope 6 version, but not the 7.
That's what they're looking at. We're working with 5 and 6 software because the community's kind of already reverse engineered it a little bit.
I have a Picoscope, 2-channel Picoscope, 2205, I think A. I bought for like $125 back in the day. And it actually does a good job for 2-channel scope. And I'm able to use the Pico 6 automotive software You just got to go in the file in one of the folders and delete a particular file, and it won't
What
check
file?
to see if you have. I don't remember. You'd have to look up the hack on the YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It tells you to delete the file on the Pico Automotive. It's Pico 6 Automotive.
I'm waiting
it
on
won't-
Lakes to buy this hand tech so we could.
And
take
it'll let you go in with a Pico scope of any type. So it doesn't have to be the automotive one. But Pico 7, they changed it. And I don't know anybody who knows how to bypass that yet on Pico 7.
But does it have the pre-built the what the fuck is it called? The files for automotive or no?
Yeah, on the 6.
Does?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what we're doing right now. We're working with the community to get different versions of Pico 5 and Pico 6 because we don't want the updates. We want to get like the original file that doesn't have any of the pack files on it, doesn't have any of the security protocols on it, because Pico kind of figured out that there was a
Hold on,
Chinese
Frosty.
hack out there, and they don't want Handtech on their software, and they're doing everything they can to keep Handtech off their software, to the point to where there's an actual chip that the software looks for inside the Picoscope boxes.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's looking for a piece of hardware in there, and if you don't have that actual hardware handshaking with the software to say, "Yep, we're allowed to talk to each other," Pico will shut down. But I love the
thing
2-channel
sucks
scope.
because Pico has such superior software to that of Handtech. That's
Hell
one
yeah,
thing that
they
sucks.
do.
Handtech software is kind of glitchy and got some issues compared to the Pico software.
You are very right about that. It's like
Pico
half the time
software
I
is
was
sweet.
using.
It'll actually tell you the RPM of a fuel pump if you set all the freaking channels
Yeah.
up, set everything up right.
Yeah, half the stuff I was using on the Handtech, I was like, "Is this thing even on?" I was like, I couldn't tell.
We
And I didn't know, and I was troubleshooting my PC for like an hour, and I was like, "This thing is getting on my nerves."
Hey, Fluff.
The only time I've ever messed with a Picoscope, that was in our what we call it F1 class. It's an update class for all the newer technology coming up. They let us mess with the Picoscope a little bit, just a little bit. They showed us what the ECM sees as far as crank sensor and cam sensors, and then doing the compression check using the Pico. That's as far as we got into it with the Pico.
Pico
Hey, Fluff.
software to me is very user friendly.
Hey, Fluff, I'm going to go ahead and head out.
Okay.
I just want to do that with you. And then Lakes, Baja, Dave, we'll see you all. That way
Toodles.
an actual mechanic could get on here in my spot. All right, later, gentlemen.
All right, later, Vato. All right, let me hit these comments real quick. We don't have much. Yes, I agree that electric vehicles can help reduce emissions. However, they don't necessarily make the air cleaner if you take into account production of things that make the EV cars. True. What all does it take to make the batteries, the processing? What's getting put into the air? 100%, 100%. Even car batteries are trash nowadays. Dude, I don't know, Baja, I don't know if you replace a lot of batteries here, but holy hell. Like every
Jeez.
year.
I think they
Brother,
make just to last a
it's
year, and that's it.
it's like I will say that half the batteries I replace might be because of an early onset failure due to Texas heat, but I know for sure the other half the reason why these batteries are failing is because the knucklehead before them used an impact to tighten down the battery bracket, and they're just cutting these
Oh,
batteries in
yes.
half. So they're just like they're just ticking time bombs, and it's killing me.
Yep.
I was like, guys, don't impact these battery trays down. Like, just
You're just
hand
supposed to
tight.
snug it. That's it.
Yeah,
Even with the terminals.
I have a 1/4-inch ratchet that's just designated for it, and that's it. Like, I 1/4-inch ratchet everything. I don't use ratchet drills or anything. Maybe if I'm zapping it out, I'll use a gun to zap everything out.
Yeah.
But going in, man, it's just
I'll do it going in, but I like
What is the
once I
average
see it
lifespan of a
snug,
battery in
that's it. I'm
Texas?
done.
About 2 years, 3 years?
Hell no, no.
No, I can. I've been seeing people get lucky and get like 33 years, 36,000 miles. You can
'Cause I know
get that if you take care of it.
the heat does attack the shit out of the batteries.
Yeah,
Here in Michigan, as long as everything else in the car is cool, and the battery is the good battery to begin with, it ain't some pile of shit. We usually get between 5. I've seen them go as long as 7 years.
I'm wondering if it depends on time of driving too. You know
Yeah.
what I mean by that? I don't
If
mean
you're just doing all
instant.
short trip driving and never getting a good charge on that thing.
Well, yes, but also I mean the time of the day that you're driving.
Hmm.
Are you driving
Well, my
in the
2018
times of the day?
Chevy still has the original battery in it.
But see, we're driving our vehicles in the early morning and then in the evening when we go home. We're not driving it in rush hour and letting it idle for fucking 30 minutes to an hour in a drive-through every day.
My battery's just around, like, say what? It's about 5 years old.
Uh,
I got my truck in August of 2018, and it is August of 2023. So say it's 5 years old, my truck.
yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, when I was leaving work today, I went to go start it, and I just said to myself, I think I'm gonna need a battery soon. Because it just didn't have that normal strong
Yeah.
cranking. It sounded like it was struggling a little bit.
That's crazy how we can actually tell. Like a customer won't know at all, and then we'll crank up a vehicle and okay, that was like a second too long.
Yeah, I could
Let me
just
run the battery test.
could hear it. It didn't sound like my normal startup, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna need a battery.
Yep. I'm
Like
always
a dumbass, I should have gone and tested it, shut the truck off, gone back in the shop, tested it, and said, yeah, the battery's shot, and grabbed one off our shelf. Because I know we carried the battery for my truck is in stock at our store. We carry some of the common ones. And because it'd be my luck, like midday tomorrow, I'll be out and about or something, go somewhere, and I'll go out to my truck and it'll just go click, 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 click.
and you're not gonna have your little mini jump box with you in the
No, I'm gonna have shit with me. I'll be feeling, damn it, why didn't I change that when I thought something was up when I was leaving work? Like, yes.
Dang. The same can be said to our electricity grid since it also contributes to emissions, just as cars do because of the grid burning chemicals to produce energy instead of utilizing renewable energy. I don't think we will ever be able to be 100% green.
No.
Hey, you got some smart people in here paying attention, man. I wish some of them would run for government because I know our Texas government is a piece of crap when it comes to green energy.
Yeah.
Just,
There's also paralysis. Turner talked about it, turning plastic and tires into gasoline and natural gas and diesel. There's more ways than one. How's your Chevy Fluff? I haven't had it fit. To be honest, I feel like I'm starting to get a torque converter shutter. I feel it when I'm like highway speeds, light throttle. Yeah. But other than that, man, I just had a front cover leak, where the front cover and upper pan meet. But yeah, other than that, it's been good. Fluff Lakes. Dave, what's going on, Frosty? Hey, Frosty, sorry I'm late. Just pulled a motor out of her chipper. Damn thing sheared the 1/2-inch flywheel bolt. Oh man, what got in there? Holy shit! Transking FM. Sorry, I have family. You're good, Chris. Thank you for coming by, bro. Hey, brother, what's up? What's up, Frosty? What's up, Frosty? Hey, Frosty. How are you? How to? Anthony, you trying to come on, bro? You, Frosty. I don't know if you're too busy. So, Baja, I'm guessing tomorrow's live stream is gonna be covering that engine.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can talk about it now. I don't mind. I'm not going to try and keep like secrets because
No, no,
I
I
posted
don't.
up the shorts showing everything that happened.
Oh,
But
okay.
I'm good. I'm actually going to like walk everybody through like what
The
we're looking at
process.
in the waveforms. Yeah. So that'll be like a big long 20-minute show and tell. But
Okay.
basically, yeah, I was what these engineers couldn't figure out, these I don't like calling field service engineers. Okay. So what these overpaid technicians couldn't figure out um, is what was influencing this vehicle to run like a dick. I mean, this car is trying to get up and move, and it's like running a marathon with its shoes tied. It just keeps tripping and falling on its face. Basic PID data shows you, like, hey, the absolute load, which is the volumetric efficiency of your engine, like it's crashing. It's crashing hard. And they're throwing a frenzy saying like, oh well, the throttle is broken because you can see the throttle plate closing. I was just, are you guys serious? This is a drive-by-wire system. That's an ECU controlled throttle body, man. The
Yeah.
throttle body is actually closing to create a, a restriction so the engine can develop a vacuum and pull more air down. I was like, the engine's an air pump. That's all it is. So by actually creating a smaller hole to suck all the air through, I love that tool. I got one. I love it.
Is that what
Yeah,
you
by
just picked
creating a,
up?
that's just what I picked up for $500 hairs. I love
Wow.
it.
120.
Oh,
Send it. Yeah.
you lucky shit.
The
Damn.
Make it a
Snap-on guy
giveaway.
didn't think it was worth the shit.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
I'm
dude.
still. I'm in the Stone Ages. I got the Modus Ultra.
Dude, those things are going on eBay for like $1,500.
God.
It's the same. I have a friend that actually bought. I told him not to buy it, but he actually bought. What is it called now? The Vantage Legend.
Yeah, I'm holding my Zeus right here.
What was it called? The Vantage Legend.
Yeah.
The 2-channel that Snap-on makes now. It's the same damn thing as the Ultra.
Yep.
I don't know. I've used it. I can't tell the difference between the two tools other than
No.
change the case on it.
The software that's running your Vantage Ultra is the same scope software that's running on my Zeus right now. End of story. Like
No,
Snap-on
but
can
they
argue
make
it
that
all
new
day.
2-channel. Snap-on sells a 2-channel for like $2,600.
Damn.
It looks like this size.
Yep.
But they change it. It says Legend, I think, on it. Vantage Legend. It's the
Yeah.
same damn thing as this.
Are y'all able to screen record on those?
Not on the Vantage, but you can on the
No.
Zeus and the Veriz because they actually have a full Windows operating system.
Oh, okay.
So if you get the big 4-channel one, you can upload a screen recorder to it.
Well, the thing that's nice about the Zeus over the little Vantage Ultra here is the screen size.
Yeah.
Now, if you connect
But-
this up and put the screen on a PC from the Vantage,
Yes, I do.
it's that then you can get a nice, good look, really good look at stuff.
Yeah,
But the
I
screen
actually
itself
use
is a little small.
I have a wireless HDMI transmitter that I'll plug into the side of the Zeus. So it goes up to a big 40-inch that sits at the front of my bay.
Look at what I did again.
You sent me a Baja vid.
A Baja vid.
It's
Yeah,
Baja
'cause I
HA Automotive. Just
I was
search that,
gonna
Frosty,
post
you'll
y'all's.
find it.
I was
Just
gonna
go
post y'all's
search-
channels
search-
at the end.
Search Baja space HA space Automotive. You'll find it.
No, I had sent him a link to Baja's channel, so I'm gonna post y'all's channel at the end of the stream, and yeah,
Yeah, appreciate. Yeah, so what this back to like the kind of just wrapping up the story is after these 3 dummies worked on this car, they put an oil pump in, and that's
Oh, what the
integrated
fuck?
into which is integrated into the front timing cover. They were chasing down oil pressure. And I was like, dude, if you guys can explain how oil pressure is causing this, I'll start listening to you, but right now, you guys are retarded.
Now, are
Like,
these?
you got
What were they saying? Oil pressure was causing what problem now?
they said
Oh,
that there was an
we got
they
feedback.
said the oil pressure was causing
$20.
the cams to phase.
I don't know about that, bro.
And I was telling them no, because if you look at the command and you look at the actual signals of everything, it's fine. I says the ECU is commanding a signal and it's receiving a signal. It's good. I says nothing's out of whack here. I says if those phasers were moving outside of the command, I would agree with you. We have a solenoid problem. We have an oil pressure problem. We have a something problem. I says, but I was like, God damn it, guys! If you think you have an oil pump problem, this crank would have starved 3 months ago when you guys were pounding it down the street at 80 miles an hour.
Right to your
I was
right.
like, you wouldn't have an engine now.
Yeah,
And
or
they're
they
like,
would see it. Do y'all have a live pressure gauge? A live
Yeah.
pressure readout?
yeah,
on the
yeah,
Supers?
they have like some analog gauge that they hooked up and they were looking at it and they didn't even know what the fuck they were looking at. And I was just like, you guys want a pressure transducer so you can fucking graph that shit? And they're like, no, we don't want your voodoo. Those were their exact words. So like,
Now
I
these
don't
are
want your
actual
these
field
these
service
are
engineers, or are they like dealer
these are
tech support?
these are manufacturer field service engineers, trained, service qualified, and overpaid technicians. That's all they are.
With a
They
degree?
are
Tell you,
good.
once
They
you
are
get
good
used
old
to use it,
boys.
once you get used to using a scope and you've got all the really good toys that you can use on a scope, and you get to understand
Yeah.
what things
Oh,
should look like. And
we had, dude,
I
man,
mean,
we had
like
so much
in
shit
cylinder
talk
pressure
going on.
transducer, you can actually see if it's an exhaust valve or is it an intake valve failure.
Yeah.
See,
No,
who
we
put
You
you
can
on
actually
that, Baja?
diagnose. You can actually diagnose, say, a misfire. You can with like a cylinder leak down test, you might be able to do the same damn thing with. But how long is that going to take you to find out where the air is going? And all that. You put in cylinder pressure transducer up to it, run the freaking car, and you're going to see. Once you get to know how to read the waveforms right, you'll see if it's an intake valve. You'll know if it's an exhaust valve.
Mm-hmm.
What if
And
it's
you
a
do
head
it within
gasket?
minutes. You do it within minutes, and you didn't even
Yeah,
get your hands dirty.
if you got a piston leaking into a head gasket, you're gonna see it on your compression spike. You're gonna see air going somewhere. Like there ain't no voodoo. These guys were just calling it frickin' voodoo, but they look like a bunch of dummies. And I'm asking them, I was like, "Hey guys, I'm not insulting you, but if you don't know how to read this PID data, that's okay. I got a whole garage full of people who can't read PID data. All right, they're not ashamed of it. I says, but you're $4,000 in knee deep in parts and labor right now. It's just, and you got a guy who wants to take a crack at it. So it wasn't until last night the service manager was like, "These guys are like really mad you're talking to him," and he's like, "I thought he was gonna rip my ass because he was gonna make an official write up," and he says, "Can you like figure something out?" I says, "Yeah, dude, just give me the keys to the car." So hour and a half of diag, I was done. I was like, "There's your problem." I says, "I'll show up tomorrow. I'm gonna take part of the engine apart and I'm gonna prove my suspicion." I says, "But right now it's happy hour and I'm getting the fuck out of here." So I showed up at about 10 o'clock today, pulled the valve covers off, and I was like, "Ta-da! Your lobes are shot. How did you not see that when you took apart this engine 3 times?"
They're flattened.
Black
Well,
camp.
Yeah,
It's
the lobes, the on the intake and the opening and the closing angles, they're cupped. They're cupped from the rocker roller just running in the groove. I was like, "How did you guys not see this?" I was like, "I don't even have to touch them. I can see it. I could park a golf ball in there." Like, and they're like, "Oh, that would have caused all this mess." I was like, "You guys have no fucking clue how an engine works. Oh my god, get out of here. I'm ordering." I'm condemning these cylinder heads, and I sent them an $8,000 bill.
that's one
So-
reason I frequently check out videos on Royalty Automotive because the owner of Royalty Automotive and some of his technicians frequently will put up videos where they're diagnosing actual cars in their shop, cars at their shop with failures, and they do a lot of scoping. They always are using scopes on everything to prove their point, to prove the failure and all that. And it's very interesting to listen, especially to older guy Sherwood, which he used to be a trainer for a big facility. It's very interesting to listen to him and watch him, and he explains what you should see on an in-cylinder pressure transducer, and this is where he knows he can prove that the intake valve is bad, and blah 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 blah. And
So Baja, how'd you get so deep into scoping and stuff? Was it just an interest or?
Well, yeah, that's unfortunately that is my weakness, is an interest in everything. So I have 12 years background military doing radio engineering, and then I got fired from radio because they contracted it out to civilians. So I had to learn how to do help desk, and I got really good at computers, networking, and network security. Got bored with that, left the military, tried to go to college to be a mechanical engineer, and just kind of my wife lost her job and I had to pick up some money, and I was like, well, I'll kind of do this side gig over here and see how that works out. And I just got sucked into working on cars, man. I literally started sweeping floors at 33 years old, and I worked my way up fast. I took on every piece of shit job, but I already kind of knew the basics of meters and scopes, so everybody's afraid of electrical, and I just, within 2 years, I just became that electrical guy that got all the really weird stuff, and I was like, this stuff ain't weird, dudes.
As these cars get older, you start seeing stuff with 220,000 miles on them, or 150,000, or whatever. High mileage cars doing weird things. You're getting weird issues.
See, unfortunately,
scoping becomes a lot more important. New cars, I could see we're working on new cars all the time.
That's our weakness. That's our weakness. Once a vehicle is out of powertrain, we see, I don't know, Baja, what do you think? 20%, 30% of the vehicles that we'll see between 60 and 100K?
What? Who just get freaking ass raped with bogus service because guys don't know what they're doing?
Well,
how often do you use your scope, Lakes?
Oh, not real often. Maybe 2 or 3 times a month.
Yeah, but it's usually when a unique situation is occurring, right?
Yeah.
2 3 times a month. That means you know when to use it. You know when you don't need to use it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your average tech doesn't work on anything more than 7 or 8 years old anymore. So you're not going to see a lot of guys that know a whole lot about the bottom end, the lower end. People are getting rid of cars. They're not doing valve jobs anymore.
Yeah.
No, it's just like I got one
the age range of cars is probably 2000. 2002 would be an old car for me to work on. Anything before that would be very old.
See, for a lot of guys, they wouldn't even touch.
We see a lot of
2000 years old.
I'd say we see a lot of 2000, say 7ish through 2016 would probably be the most common age range of the vehicles I see come in my shop.
I say
that's old.
I say 10 years is when I call it old.
I mean, we see 2022s already with 100,000 miles on them because they're traveling salespeople or whatever they do.
Yeah.
Right. We had a lady when I worked at the Benz place. She had a 300E that had, I want to say, 550,000 miles on it or something. But she drove some extreme distance every day.
Yep.
And that thing had the original motor in it. I think it had a valve job. The trans had been redone twice. The suspension had been rebuilt, but she loved that car. She kept driving it and driving it and driving it.
You want to hear a miracle story? And I will answer the question because somebody's going to have to ask this question. 2000, I want to say it's 2013 or 14. could be a little older, 2012 maybe. It's an Equinox with a 2.4 liter in it. The 2.4 liter Ecotec.
Yeah.
586,000 miles.
God damn.
How many
How many
timing
engines?
chains did that
How many
thing eat?
engines you think it's had?
None.
No, it's on its third one.
Oh shit. Okay. So you said
That was a
500?
trick. That was a trick question.
Yeah, it
Probably
was.
loved- how many driver's seats has it had?
The third one is actually only got like 30,000 on it. So this owner he's got 580 some thou on it now. He says there's roughly 30,000 on the new motor. Let's just back up, say 550. 540 divided by 2.
So why doesn't he
Each
get
motor
that
got
money
about the
and
same amount of miles.
why doesn't he get that money and purchase a new vehicle?
He loves the freaking car. Fluffy, this car looks like it just came off the dealership lot. I don't know how many transmissions he's put in it. He delivers pharmaceuticals for a living to people's homes, to nursing homes,
Yeah.
and shit like that. And just does a ton of driving. I don't know. I'd love to ask him the same thing. Why don't you buy a newer car? Well, first of all, that 2.4 Ecotec's probably, even though that had a lot of problems, it's probably better than the engine they're using in the newest Equinoxes right now.
The newest Equinoxes have that damn 1.5 in it, which
Yeah,
is
that's
6.
pile of shit.
Because I thought about trading my
Those things
Equinox
are breaking
in for a new one.
pistons. Those things are cracking pistons.
I thought about trading it in for a newer Equinox, like within the past couple weeks, and they don't have the 9-speed no more, or the 8-speed, whatever the fuck it has, 8-speed, 9-speed, and they're all 1.5s. I don't want the 1.5.
I don't think GM
I
ever
want the
used the
1.5 and I don't
9-speed.
want
I
the
think
6-speed.
they were at 8-speed.
Yeah, it's something like that. I don't.
Don't they have a 10-speed now?
I think they're backing off of that. Most of them are 8-speed now. 6 and 8 again.
Like
They're having
Chevy
too much
went
trouble with the 9, 10, and 12 speeds.
6-speed on all the 1.5s. I don't know why. All the Equinoxes, no matter what trim level you got the 6-speed married to the 1.5.
Yeah, but
Why?
it's a piece of shit 6-speed.
They
Yeah.
just need a solid 5 or 6-speed and an overdrive. They'll make it work again.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many customers I know that have newer Equinoxes and newer Chevy Trail or Chevy Blazers
Uh-huh.
that they're leasing their cars or whatever. And they've been without their cars for months because they all have trans problems.
Now, which Blazer? Because is it the Trailblazer or the full size Blazer?
Full size Blazer.
And then does it have the V6 or the
The
4-cylinder?
V6. These are all
The
people that own the
V6.
V6.
We had somebody who brought in an Xterra not that long ago, and they wanted me to look at it. And I think at that time I had made like a funny comment about because they wanted to know like how much it was worth, and I was like, it's worth half an Equinox. And he's like, what? This is, yeah, dude. I was like, Nissan Xterras are like made out of recycled parts cannons. They're like the
No.
worst.
Dude, I love the Xteras, bro. Believe it
You
or
like
not,
make,
I
you
love
like
them.
making money on them.
Well, the
That
dealerships
too,
out by
that is- It is
the
my
dealerships out by me are so freaking dealerships out by me are so far behind. We actually have Hertz coming to us now. We've set up a program with Hertz and an enterprise local to us where we got set up with their national account system and all that. They're actually bringing us cars with 28,000 miles on them. These are rental
Damn.
cars and shit, and having us diagnose them and having us fix them. And I'm like, these things are under warranty. You know what they say? They can't have it sitting at the dealership for 2 months or 3 weeks or 2 weeks.
That's weird.
They need the car back on the road. So they're paying. They're not even using their warranty. They're paying. That's how short-handed these dealerships are
That
by
is
me.
crazy. So Baja on the Xteras, we don't really see a lot of issues with them. The only thing we really see are cam and crank sensors and then a lot, and then the heater hoses.
I see a lot of
Yeah.
Nissans in tow trucks.
That's not funny.
That Nissan of mine has survived a lot of neglect. That's a good
Yeah.
little truck.
And that's the 2.5. That's
That's
crazy.
the 2.5.
I don't do a lot on
But see,
Nissans.
So that's the thing. Nissan
Nissan
has good
crank
engines.
cam sensors are probably the biggest repair I do on the engines on them.
Yeah, Nissan has some great engines
Datsun had great engines.
as long as you maintain them.
Datsuns were the shit, man. L16s, L20s.
Can you
Man.
hear us, Anthony? Anthony's having issues with audio.
I think the most common car that comes in our shop would probably be Chrysler products.
Junk.
They're broke
Well,
to shit. They need a lot of work.
How many more are there on the road versus Nissans?
There's a good amount of Nissans on the road here in Michigan or Metro Detroit. I'd still say there's probably more Hondas on the road around here than there is Nissan. Probably more Toyotas than Nissan. Nissan and Mazda, I'd say they're probably about equal here in Metro Detroit. But out of like the American car companies, by far we do the most work on Chrysler vehicles. I mean, it seems like I almost feel like there's weeks that go by. I almost feel like I'm a freaking Chrysler tech because I'm tearing apart 3.6 liter after 3.6 liter after 3.6 liter after 3.6 liter, changing out rocker arms on them.
Yeah.
And even sometimes camshafts because they come in with that kick. JT will talk about it all the time.
So this is something I wanted to ask JT, but since you brought it up, do those have tensioners on the timing chains?
Yeah.
How are y'all locking those?
With the tool
to do the rocker arms.
Yeah,
the cams. Because he said you could do it without pulling the front cover.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I don't pull the front cover. I can change the cylinder heads without pulling the front cover.
How do you lock the tensioner?
Zip tie the timing chain together.
There's special tools they make for it.
The firewall bank, you don't have to do anything to. You can just take the cam loose, the chain off of it, take your cams out, put them back in, and get the chain back on. The front bank by the radiator is a little bit more tricky, but the cam holding tool has a little L-shaped pin that you go down in there with, and a plastic thing to hold the plastic thing you push in to push the tensioner back. You slide that little L-shaped thing in the locking pin.
Is it a 2 chain or a 1 chain?
2 one for each bank.
Okay, so it's like
the engine's always got to have 2 because you got one bank further forward than the other.
You ever done cylinder heads on those like 4 lakes?
I've never done heads on them. My buddy did at the shop, but I have.
I've had change heads on them. I can sneak the heads on and off without even taking the front cover off.
I've seen the videos like that. But
that's how the dealer techs do it.
I definitely won't take the front cover off if I have to do some, but no, I haven't did it.
Because the only time so we have on the V6s we have 1 chain wrapping from the crank up to both intake
and around the water pump.
Cams. Yeah, and around the water pump, and then we got a secondary chain,
dual chain
that go cam to cam.
Yeah.
So you have one's got the gear on the front of the cam, and one's got the gear riding further back on the cam.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I get so many of those. I get so many of those 3.6 Pentastar motors come in my shop making the tick 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 noise. Some of them even start throwing misfires because that's how bad the rock arm is.
Oh shit!
Or it's tore the camshaft blow up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they'll have certain years they have that problem with the valves sticking in the head, like 12 to 14 or something like that.
Were they not returning?
Yeah, they wouldn't shut all the way, causing a misfire.
I don't know if that has to do with the
Oh, the guide's too tight. Got enough oil up there?
Yeah, it was a defect. I mean,
It was a defect. That was a defect where Chrysler actually was recalling some. They recalled a bunch of them.
You guys
I'm
hear
trying
me
to remember
now?
what year range. I think you're talking about 2010, 11, 12, and 13.
I think it was up to 12 or 13 because I think even JT said that they're out or about to be out of because they had a 10-year extended warranty on them or whatever. He said that's about to run out.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Wasn't that in, or it's in October or something like that?
sometimes
Yeah,
the materials they use.
those with misfire leaks. You ever
Yeah.
come across those?
Yeah, I had a couple of them.
They'll misfire because
they would
leakage out of the
misfire at
valve.
but as soon as you take off, they wouldn't misfire. It was
Yeah,
only
they misfire at idle. At idle, yeah.
It's crazy. Let me see. I mean, yes, you can't achieve 100% green realistically on a global level, but what should matter most is finding a happy medium to our environment. Yeah, I think that's what's going on. They just want to inform us that they are doing some sort of recycling.
I think the issue
What's
on
up,
that,
Mindful?
I think the issue
Hands
on
on
that Lakes
mechanical. What's
was
going on?
those earlier 3.6s. They said something about the coolant passages weren't big enough. I want to say it was Bank 2's head.
Yeah,
and it would get too hot and cause some type of damage to the valve seat, and thus the valve wouldn't seal all the way.
Weren't they dropping valve seats?
Some shit like that. It would damage the valve seat, and you'd have a compression leak. It caused a misfire at idle. But like Lakes was saying, you start driving it, give it enough gas, you didn't feel shit. You only felt it at idle.
Yeah, when it's
I have a car like that right now. We don't know what's wrong with it.
Is it
where's the misfiring and stuff?
It's only it's a 4-cylinder turbo. It's a 2.7 or some shit like that. It's a Silverado, but it's got a cylinder 4 misfire, and so it has a cylinder 4 misfire, but it has good compression. All 4 cylinders, they're all the same, and there's no noise, no internal noise, no nothing. Guy put a fuel injector in it because we figured that's what it would be. That didn't fix it. Checked everything, man. The only thing we haven't done, well, he hasn't done, is do a leak test. They even ran a decarb in it because when he pulled the intake,
what engine's in it?
It's a newer engine. It's like a 2.7 turbo or some shit like that. But
it was a newer GM truck.
No, it's a newer one. It's like a 21.
Yeah, it's not
sounds
that
like
four,
Baja
it's not
problem.
that 4-cylinder turbo, is it?
Yeah, it's a 4-cylinder turbo, yeah, in a Silverado.
Yeah, they were having all kinds of problems with those motors.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, we just figured, well, it's got good compression, so I don't think we would have a valve or anything like that. And there's no internal noise. There is a bulletin, however, for excessive rocker arm wear or some shit like that. I haven't really looked into it, but we figured with good compression, how can we have that? So we're kind of stuck with it now. We don't know what the hell next to do. I guess the next thing he's going to do is do a leak down test. But
you could still have compression, have a bad rock.
Well, that's what we were thinking. So he wants to do a leak down, and then after that, we're gonna have to call tech and see what they want to do, because he's like, "Oh, I'm not fucking just to pull so the valve cover is part that holds the cams. So when you remove the valve cover itself, it comes with the cams already like built into it.
Oh wow!
He's like, I'm not fucking pulling this thing apart unless tech tells me to.
So hold on, you got to pull the front cover. Basically, you got to pull the front cover to yank it.
The front cover is no big deal. It's literally right there, and it's like 6 bolts. So you pull the front cover. I was looking at the teardown in SI earlier. So you pull the front cover, no big deal.
Is it
the
actuators or the whole thing?
No, the valve cover is the cams run through the valve cover.
Front cover. The front cover, is it just a partial that you pull, or is it the whole thing?
No, there's 2. So there's a partial for the cams,
That's
And
what I.
then there's another one in the lower, which is it's only like 8 or 10 bolts for that one. But the one that's partial with the camshaft cover, you pull that one and then you can see your sprockets. So to remove the valve cover or camshaft cover, you have to remove those sprockets, hold the timing, and then you pull it off. But when you pull it off, you're technically pulling your cams off. So then you turn it over, you unbolt it, pull your cams out or whatnot. But yeah, that's the only thing left to do. That's a lot of work.
So the valve cover holds the other
It holds
half
four
of
cams.
the cam journals.
Yep.
I
So
just
they
want to
don't
know who was the genius to decide to put a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine in a full-size pickup truck.
must be
Yeah,
a
that's
cover. Jesus.
that's what we were thinking the whole time we were driving it. I mean, he did a decarb in it, and now
Wow.
I don't see no cam caps.
No cam cap. Yeah.
is that a? I don't think that's it. That's a 21. Oh, it is a 27. Oh wow, they don't really. They kind of showed exploded. That's why. So if you look, so that is the head, but if you above that gasket, so you see your two cams. Those two cams
Yeah.
sit in that cover, and in front of that, and the front side of that, you have those two sprockets there. So if you go down, so
Well, hey,
those two
Fluffy, what you in
sprockets.
all data?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pull up the instructions.
Oh,
So
it should give you SI's instructions. That's what I noticed about all data when it comes to newer stuff.
Head to restroom and throw up first.
Yeah.
Get a cup of coffee.
Just look at camshaft removal or intake or exhaust camshaft. Yep, there you go. So forget all that. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Who's
Oh,
pulled up the all data? You
These
Fluff?
pictures are fucking badass.
So keep
Dude.
going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah,
keep
those are
going.
CAD drawings. That's the
So,
future.
right there. Okay, so you pull the front cover, no big deal. Now go all the way down. Right about. Keep going.
Is that waste spark?
Yeah, it's got some fucking. I don't even know what it is. I haven't worked on them too much.
what's got 8
So
plugs?
right there,
Yeah.
so you have to lock your cams, I'm assuming, and then
Yeah.
go down.
Yeah, that's a typical.
Then you got some other plate that locks those or something. I was looking at it earlier. I was laying down.
Yeah, this is like EcoBoost territory.
Yeah. So you remove
You do all the same stuff.
your sprockets, but then go all the way down to when they remove the cover. Your cams are in that cover right there. So your cams are still in that cover. You see?
Shit.
Wow.
So that's a
Go
cam
down.
carrier assembly.
Locking
Yeah,
your
it's a cam carrier. Is what they
in
call it.
the
It's
valve.
called a cam carrier. Yeah.
Crazy.
So go down, and then you'll see when they flip it over.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's your cam caps. Yep.
Yeah, I've never worked.
So the valve cover is the cam carrier assembly.
Wow.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Wow.
That's messed up.
Very.
So I wonder what engineer got paid to save that much money. Be like, oh, we could save $5 a car by not putting plastic on it.
Who's pulling this up on all data?
A whole bunch on bolts
I am.
and tapped holes.
You guys use all data at your shop?
Yeah.
We use fucking Proto, man. That thing is. I can't even figure out how to find anything to do anything.
I'm curious. Hold on.
That's messed up.
No, not
That's
actually.
a horrible. It's a horrible engine, man. I was like, I don't want that. I was like, don't give that shit to me, bro, because I'm not working on it.
Wonder what the labor time is on that sucker.
6.2 hours warranty.
Wow.
So I figure out of warranty, it's probably about 15.
I was like, man, let me see if the Equinox is the same shit. It's not. Thank goodness.
Hit
No,
the
it's not.
Fluffy.
Hit the what?
labor for the camshafts.
On that 2.7?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do they give you?
Oh, if you already went to Equinox, it don't
No,
matter.
you're good. You're good.
Hey, at least I heard about it now. If I go to mess with one, I won't be totally surprised.
What does it pay?
9.4.
Oh hell no! That ain't even much more than warranty time. That's
Look,
three.
I don't even give a warranty time on all data.
Yeah.
I would quote like 12 or 13. Fuck that.
You know.
Yeah. Sometimes we've seen where all data will be less than warranty time.
Oh yeah, that shit is weird, bro.
Yeah, it just depends, man. I don't. We used to add 30% of whatever warranty was.
Wait times it at 1.4. So yeah, it's about 30%.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, we don't know what's wrong with it. I was just thinking about what Baja was saying. I was like, man, I wish I knew how to use a pico scope.
That's stuff
Try to figure something out, man.
You can't even freaking pull the valve cover to look at the cams and rockers and stuff without pulling the whole freaking timing apart, pulling the cam.
Here, let me show you something real quick.
That's
I don't know.
How's it going, Mr. Howdy? It's funny that you guys mentioned Chrysler Dodge. My old man took his 12 Ram in for service intake manifold replacement process. Not easy at all, according to the tech. Yeah, there's some stuff that we really got to get our hands dirty. Major, how's your peanut butter obsession going? Need some PB cream pies. Just got another box of Nutty Buddies, dude. I freaking love Nutty Buddies. Got myself a big box. Y'all want to send some to me? I'm out. I got 2 cases of DP. Oh man, said that the tech he knew for a long time said that they had to literally weld nuts. Oh, yep. Them exhaust studs break. Been working on my 2 liters of DP myself. Tonight I've had some mixers, DP and Everclear. Oh shit, that sounds good. I wonder there hasn't been any progress on the toolbox. On the toolbox? What toolbox? After he got it back, my old man gave the truck a somewhat of a hard throttle and check engine light came on and was misfiring. Rushed it back to his house, sent it back to the shop. What they end up finding? I'm actually out in the shop working on it right now. What box are you working on, Mr. Howdy? How's the new skill impact? I haven't really used it much. It's a really nice impact though. I'm kind of excited to see what it will do. So I have a saving impact. F Milwaukee. Oh, yes, I do. Been using it at work, thinking about doing a video on it. Had it a year. Mr. Howdy, you got a YouTube channel? Hey, y'all. Sergio, welcome back, Sergio.
Can you guys see that fluff or no?
What we got?
So this is what they talk about, but we don't have any noise. We don't have any noise in this engine. So excessive movement in the exhaust roller follower due to axle pin wear. This is a bulletin for that engine. This is what I think is probably wrong with it, unless it's got some kind of valve problem. But I mean, we won't know until we pull it apart, and we kind of don't really want to do that.
Does that freaking valve look bent to you?
Yeah, this one, yeah.
Like way over.
Good eye. Dude, so and that's the thing about warranty too, is
so that's got a little rocker arm looking thing like a Pentastar.
How does GM pay diagnosis?
Well, so I'll give you an example. So let's say we have to tear this car apart down. That's considered OLH. So we would
like straight time or what?
No, we would probably get paid whatever it pays to pull it apart. And then let's say we pull it apart and we find this, right? We would basically pull this apart, get paid for whatever it pays to change a cam. So you kind of just, you're basically doing the job before you know the job is the job. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: if y'all
I'll give
pull
you.
that
Oh,
apart,
I'll give you an example. Hold on, hold on. I'll give you an example. My buddy next to me, he's got a Tahoe that's under warranty. It's got lifter failure. So we brought it in. Oh, it's knocking. Okay, we know lifter's bad. Pull it in. Now what we have to do is we have to pull that head off and find out, now, does it need cam and lifters or does it just need lifters? Well, unlucky for him, we cannot get the lifter that failed, which surprisingly is not even an AFM lifter. It's just a normal lifter, the short one. Uh, we can't pull it. We can't get it out of the hole. I mean, we tried everything. There's just, I'm assuming maybe it mushroomed on one end and it's not coming out.
oh shit.
Um, on top of that, the engine's full of metal and the cam lobe is trashed. So what we're probably going to have to do is put an engine in it if we can't get that uh, lifter out. So perfect example. That's how it goes. You pull it apart. Oh, it's under warranty. Well, we need to find out what's bad. Is it cam and lifters or is it just lifters? If we pull it apart and go, oh, it needs cam and lifters. Okay, continue on, and we're putting cam and lifters in it, and you get paid for a cam and lifter job.
So what if
you just
y'all tear into it, right,
Mhm.
and find nothing? Y'all get paid or not?
It depends by nothing. I mean, we would definitely find something if it's knocking.
Well, I'm
I'll give you.
saying on that 2.7.
Oh, that's a good one. He put a fuel injector in it. It pays like 6 hours. He put a fuel injector in it. I don't know because it's really up to management. Because they'll probably kick it, because it's technically warranty.
Yeah.
So I don't. It really just depends. We really don't. It really doesn't happen too often to where we put something in and it doesn't fix it.
Yeah. That's where you would need
Sometimes,
tech backing
yeah,
you.
we call TAC and we tell them, hey, look, this is what we've done. This, and that. What do you want us to do next? They might say, hey, do a leak down, and then get back with us. Hey, we did a leak down. Everything's fine. They might say, hey, pull the cover off and see if you find anything. We got to go by what they're doing. And then it becomes kind of somewhat like warranty, probably. If not, they'll internal it. I mean, obviously the tech's got to get paid. We don't do anything for free unless it's maybe a recheck or something like that. But yeah, it really just depends, man. It really depends on. I've seen it happen before. I've seen us put things in that that doesn't need it, and you kind of just got to run with it, and kind of warranty or management figures it out so that we
You
eat the
mean it
cost,
it, it,
whatever.
it makes the vehicle a little bit better?
A little bit better, yeah.
It
Like
fixed
I
it a
got
little bit.
like I got one. I put an engine in that one. That was it. That was actually a 2014. It's funny because he went to my old shop and they told him he needed cam and lifters. But cylinder 7 had a fucking half a quart of oil in it, and I was like, "You don't
Oh,
need cam and lifters. You need something else."
yeah.
So we put an engine in it, and now he's good. But yeah, it just depends on what it is. I mean, I've been working on a lot of Corvettes lately, man. Nobody
Shit.
wants to work on the Corvettes, and they're all sitting out back for weeks at a time for some odd reason. Um, 2004, 2005, stuff like that.
Baja. That engine with the cupped lobe. You're putting an engine in that one?
Nope, I'm gonna rebuild it. I'm
Ooh,
rebuilding two cylinder heads, so I'm gonna pull the engine out. I sent them an estimate for $800 in parts, and they argued it. And I said, "Well, baby, here's how it works. Cams ride on rocker rollers; they're all fucked. That's getting replaced. If I tear this head out, and you got valve problems, then you got valve guide problems, and you probably got valve seat problems. So there goes your cylinder heads and all that valve train. Figure it out. You see where I'm going, baby?" And I was like, "I'm just going to give you an $8,000 bill, and if you get some money back in the end, you can go buy yourself a cheeseburger. But until then, that's what you're looking at."
And that's warranty, right? Or is that
Yeah, Because that's going to be, that has to be warranty. It's a customer manufacturer extended warranty.
Oh,
So the extended warranty is really pissed off because there's already been like $3,000 worth of parts and labor done to this vehicle. And I'm telling them, I says, well, that was signed off by 3 field service engineers. So they can eat it. Their division can eat it. And then we can do a straight up claim because this has been diagnosed the correct way. I'm sorry. This is going to be a regional management problem. So I says, well, my shop ain't eating it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. So you don't suspect that there's a lot of metal down in the pan?
No, this engine's clean as shit.
So
And
let
it's
me
clean
ask
as
you
shit.
this.
It's clean
Let
as
me
shit
ask you-
because they ran like 10 quarts of engine cleaner through it.
I'll give you an example. So what would you do in this situation, Baja? So I have my buddy. He's next to me. He's the guy that got hired with me. We both went in together, and he's got another Tahoe. It came in knocking, and the lifter failed as usual, but they put lifters in it 2,000 miles ago. So we pulled the pan. Whole pan is full of metal. I mean, you could see I think I posted a short on it. That whole thing is full of metal.
Yeah.
So we're like, well, he's either going to get an engine or they're going to ask us to tear it apart. You know, we're kind of thinking on what, and I guess at this shop, I'm assuming management is too scared to do things on their own. I would say, because if I were at my old shop, I would go straight to somebody and say, hey, look, this is what we got. What do you want us to do? And they'll say, hey, throw an engine in it. But this shop wants us to call TAC and have them tell us what to do. So I'm like,
Yeah, because they don't want to be accountable for it, and then TAC is going to say, "Well, we can't be held accountable for what we say because we can only advise you of the situation."
Yep.
The only person who can make a call like Jesus Christ is a field service engineer.
Yeah.
So you would have to.
We don't use service engineers like that per se when we need to replace something like that. But my thing is that the engine's full of metal. I mean, we're replacing bearings, we're replacing everything. I would think, rather than just put an engine in it.
Yeah, if you got metal in the pan, you got metal everywhere else.
Yeah,
and there's no saving it, and that's just like that engine's fucked 101.
Get it all together and end up having low oil pressure.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what I told my buddy. I was like, hey, bro, go tell these dudes it needs an engine because we ain't wasting our time. Like, sometimes you just got to tell them what we're going to do because a lot of times people are scared to do something. And it's like, well, you know, we're not going to sit. Like, I'll give you the perfect example. I got a car that needs pistons. It's been there a week. And I'm like, tomorrow or on Monday, I'm going over there. I'm like, hey, look, this ain't a storage facility, bro. Either charge them an hour and get them out, or you know, tell them to drive their car home or something because it's been here way too long. I'm sitting on it, and it doesn't take long to make a decision to say, hey, either you're getting pistons or you're not going to fix your car. You know, it's one or the other.
Yeah, I had one like that. That was thinking about it, and then after a week or so, backed out completely.
I got 2 of them like that. I got another like a 2008 Silverado.
But you know what they do when they're sitting on it like that? They're calling around.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Well, yeah. I got another one. That one's been over a week. It's a 7 Silverado, and it needs an engine. All the left side is filled with oil. Told me, yeah, we're putting an engine. So he's been sitting on it almost, I think, 2 weeks now. And I'm like, bro, we got to get these cars out so I can get paid. I looked at all of them. We need time. Like, pay's about to end Thursday. We're closing all these cars out, whether they got an answer or not. But
Thursday's end of the month, right? No, when is end of the month?
I think it is Thursday. Yep.
I got lucky because I'm not gonna be there for the chaos.
So we had one messed up story with a guy who just would not come pay his bill and pick up his car because he was just so absolutely livid with, he says, people talk to me wrong. He just had an attitude. He says, like, people disrespect me over the phone. I'm not paying for your service. And we're like, well, we already put parts in your car. You signed off on everything. So you just got to pay for stuff. So this is like a month is going by, and they're arguing over like a $300-400 bill, and then it escalates, and the general manager is telling me like, hey, if you don't come pick up your car by the end of the week, I'm going to start charging you $50 a day for parking for leaving it here. We're going to charge you a lot fee. So he gets even more. He's like, well, I'm going to get a lawyer. And we're like, okay, cool. Have fun with that. And he called back the next day, and we had to tell him, he's like, no. You said lawyer. I says, and he gets frustrated. What? I'm in the office. The GM's there, and they let me be bulldog a little bit with customers because they like to be the nice cop, and I'll play bad cop. And I'll just tell him, I says, no, dude, I'm going to tell you straight up. As soon as you say lawyer, we don't talk to you anymore. You talk to our lawyer. Here's his number. I says, you don't throw that word around here. This is a professional company. Here's the number for our lawyer. Have your lawyer call our lawyer. You're accruing lot fees starting Monday. So the next day he calls up all in an apology, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I just had a temper. And blah, 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 like that. So they came to an understanding of just getting this freaking car out of here. And the manager's like, listen, he's like, if you just come and like pay for the service, he's like, I'll cover the parts. How about that? And he's like, okay, great. Monday comes around, or he's like, it's 3 days. It's Monday. We're like, where you going to pick up the car? You're going to pick up the car. And then the whole argument starts all over again. And then GM's like, just get this dude's car out of here. Calls the sheriff, gets it impounded. And yeah. So then the guy shows up like at the end of Friday. He's like, I'm here to get my car. And he's all chipper. And we're like, no. They told the porter to go jump right into the loaner and take it because this dude had our loaner the entire time. So they just said, like, as soon as you see this loaner, just go frickin' take it. And we told them, we were like, we'll Uber you to like the local impound where we sent your car. They're like, you're jerking us around too much. We're done. You owe us money. You owe them money. Have a good day.
Why would you send it to the impound? I would think you would put like a mechanic's lien on it.
Yeah, they got a mechanic lien on it, but then they just let it go off the lot.
They just wanted it gone. They didn't want the problem.
Y'all don't have a bullpen?
No. No, we got a back 40 with about maybe 50 parking spots in it, and that has to be shared with employees. And we're like, we need this parking spot. So they just ate it, and they said, this dude's made our lives miserable. We're just gonna send him into misery hell. And he fought with the sheriff, and the sheriff's like, I don't give a shit.
We got 3 key card lots that you need a key card to get access into.
You gotta do this to store
our new cars in. So like any mechanics liens, they get parked back there. One way in, one way out. You need access. You need an actual card because there's no pin pad, nothing.
Yeah, I worked at a shop that did have something like that, and every once in a while you would see the fence run over where somebody had like drove in and taken their car back.
Shit.
But see, they don't know. They don't know we have that because it's about a mile away from the shop.
I got one for Dave. We got a 2011 Silverado. Long story short, it got a compressor, got a condenser, got an accumulator, an orifice tube because it had a little bit of metal. So we replaced all that. The only thing that didn't get replaced is the evaporator core. Car drives fine. AC blows cold as long as you're driving. Come to a stop. It gets a little warm. It gets a little warm. Enough to notice. And then once you drive it, it's fine.
Sounds like your fan's going out.
Yeah.
Well, we tested the fans. They work on all speeds. We let it sit in the stall for half an hour, and it ran. Didn't overheat. Nothing. Guy takes his truck after all this work. Takes this truck, Then he sends the service advisor a picture the next day. He's like, "Oh, I was coming down the hill and my truck started to overheat." So he brought it back, and then they popped his tire on a road test. So now it's sitting with no tire. And I'm like, "Bro, what else can we fix it?" I told him, "Well, let's just put fans in it." I was like, "I don't know what else to do to it. I don't see anything wrong. Like everything works, you know." And I was like, "The only thing I can think of is his fans are not at idle. His fans are probably not on high to cool the condenser, and that's when
What
you
year
start
is it?
it's like an 11 or 12. It's not.
And it's got a clutch fan or no?
No, it's got electric fans, dual.
Okay.
You sure the radiator fins aren't all filled with shit?
Yeah.
Debris and
Just put a
dirt?
new radiator in it. That's why it was there originally.
Yeah, when those situations like that where I'm running into like a fan issue or a performance is yes, you can use your bidirectional scan tool and you can cycle it high, low, and your brain says, hey, I see the fan go high, I see the fan go low, everything must be working peachy. Well, those fans generate their high and low RPM based off of the voltages that they need and the amperage that they need because all that is proportional to each other. And what works out really well is you can get for like $20 on Amazon, you can get one of those little wind speed measurers. It just looks like a little pinwheel and it's about the size of your iPhone. You stick it right there in the engine bay, you put it on high, you get a fan speed reading and it measures an RPM or it can whatever you want, and then you put it on low, you take another reading, and you're like, all right, I got my measurements. And if you got a known good, man, go check it out. Go get your known good reading. Otherwise, some of that stuff is available in the service data, or again, just a basic amp clamp would tell you too, like, hey, this thing on high is pulling 5 amps. Hell no, that fan on high should pull damn near like 10 amps.
I thought about getting one of those wind
an anometer. They're called an anometer. Yeah, dude, they
work.
work.
About getting that for like AC.
Yeah, I use it in AC all the friggin' time, especially AC ducking. That's in the roof, the headliner.
Oh fuck!
Oh, dude, it's beautiful for that. Those things are so sensitive. You can be breathing around it, and those things will start moving and measuring air. So I'll hold that thing up there by the AC vent on each one, and then I'll be like, I got a clogged duct. And it'd be like, some PDR guy has been up there with his abortion hooks, and he collapsed the tube.
It's abortion hooks.
Yeah, hopefully it's just fans, man. I told him I don't know what else to do. I was like, we were like, man, maybe it's got too much oil in it. Maybe from the last guy that put a compressor in it. I was like, I don't know, man. It's like,
but yeah, it's like pull those fan connectors apart. Make sure there's no green crusties in there that it's just like making them run slow. I see that a lot, even here in Texas.
Yeah, it just was odd that we had it sitting in the stall for almost like 30 minutes. It never overheated, and the AC blew cold as ice. It wasn't until the guy took it and he drove it, and then when we got it back, we're like, okay, let's drive it again. Drive it again. Come to a stop sign, starts to get a little bit warm. And then if you actually hop out of the truck and open the hood, his clutch will cycle on and off like it's low on freon, but it's not. So that's why I was like, well,
if you got one guy who's sabotaging his stuff, I had to actually invest in one of those little melting paint pens because I had a guy who was dripping oil out of his engine, trying to say he had an oil consumption. So that's when I started like putting all those witness marks on there, that little wax crayon. And I even had to do that to another person who was trying to get free AC work out of us for an extended warranty. And I was like, ain't nothing wrong. I says, you just need basic service and it's not covered under warranty. And he was bugging everybody until I actually glued his AC service caps down. Because that mofo was actually just putting a screwdriver in there and venting it out and being like, oh, something's wrong. Yeah, guess what his first complaint was after me? He was like, his first complaint was, you forgot to put the AC caps back on. There's an AC leak. I told him, really? And I was like, And what box cutter did I use to pull those twisty caps off? Because last time I checked, they just twist off like a Bud Light, dude. I was like, did you cut those off? And he goes, I know what you're talking about. And I was like, okay, we're gonna have a talk with the boss. And I go and I tell the boss, I told the boss, I was like, I suspected he was sabotaging, so I glued his caps down. And I says, and now there's like razor blade marks all around the fittings. No way in fucking hell am I that dumb. They twist off, man. He just went to the dude. And he's like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah. That's. I've never had nobody do nothing like that. I don't know, man. I
What
get
is
to
up
run into
with
someone trying to
people,
mess with
man?
their own stuff. I mean, I get it if you got an extended warranty, but
Dude, people get creative as hell.
It was Fluffy. I had one guy who was trying to limit out his car. This was the one about a month and a half ago. I did a live stream on the guy with the audio noise that was in his dash wiring harness.
Yeah.
So this guy he had this really hard humming sound coming through his stereo speaker when he had the auxiliary setting on.
Got a big old
And this is a very familiar setting if you were to plug an auxiliary cable into any outlet, and then all of a sudden you've completed the circuit and it starts amplifying all the white noise. That's kind of what he was getting. But he had nothing plugged into it. It was a legit concern. I diagnosed it as a legit concern, and I found out that there was a bad there was a contaminated ground on the left and right channel. And I was like, the only way to fix it was to put a whole new dash harness in there, because some fucking engineer, instead of actually running a hot shot from the auxiliary port, which is 6 inches away from the radio, decided to run 20 feet of fucking cable through a dash harness.
Got the key.
And I was like, what the hell? But nonetheless, new harness is installed.
Shit.
He comes back the next day, says, I never fixed the problem. I says, well, what the hell's going on? I look in the car. I'm like, why do you have the volume at 100%?
That where they put the keys?
It was like, I says, dude, you're just amplifying like white noise. I'm like, there's 5 millivolts riding on that auxiliary port at all times. I says, if you turn any radio up to 100%, he's like, well, and he just says something about another car. I'm like, well, okay, well, maybe it has a squelch circuit in it. I can't explain that. I says, but I'm not going to help anybody who goes around with volume at 100% with no music playing. I was like, you're just trying to lemon this car out, and I'm not going to entertain it. Let me get a manager. And the manager just told him to take a fucking hike.
I don't have to deal with customers. I don't talk to customers I don't have to talk to them, but I mean, there have been times where I have, but most of the time we don't have to.
I
get crazy customers leaks.
I get paid like a little bit of a stipend to kind of like be like the right hand man around some issues.
Do I have to talk to customers?
No, do y'all get crazy customers?
We get a few of them. They're few and far and in between, but we get some crazy ones now and then.
I know Dave is out there knocking customers out and shit. He was telling us that last night.
When you get cars, Fluff, let's say they're under warranty, factory warranty, and you get a car. Let's say it comes in he needs brakes. He's complaining about his brakes. So obviously he's paying for brakes. But you do an inspection, you find his water pump leaking, and you find an axle seal leaking. Does your shop generally tell you, hey, clean that off, or don't even write that on. We'll look at it next time.
Unless it's like bad, then I say something. Yeah. But
we have it's kind of like a gray area, and for us it has to be a safety concern, as if would we be liable for something.
Yeah.
So anything that's weeping, we have to let it slide. If it's dripping on the floor, then we call safety and we report it.
Okay.
They say that's upselling warranty, and we're not supposed to upsell warranty.
Yeah, we have to get it signed off.
Yeah, and for any of the viewers who are listening who thinks that that's kind of scammy, you have to think about it in this point of view. The dealership, the technicians who work in a dealership, we are technically employed by the warranty company, so we would actually be negatively influencing, or we cannot act as an influencer on the warranty. The warranty claim has to be as organic as possible in nature.
Yeah.
And if a technician decides to intervene and say, oh, I don't think this car is running right, I'm going to tell the advisor to write a rough idle line so I can go in and help this guy and be a champion. Well, now you've actually hurt the manufacturer's R&D. See, the manufacturer is also collecting information on how long they can push their piece of shit, okay? Because they want to drive their shit into the ground with recommending zero maintenance. And that is a repercussion of our customers being fucking cheap asses. Back in the 90s, customers understood that mechanical engines cost money to maintain, and they serviced them every 30,000 miles. Then some dickhole got it in his head. He said, oh, I can outwit the competition by saying my cars have less maintenance on it. No, he's just running his shit into the ground. And that's when we started getting stuff like lifetime transmission fluid, lifetime differential fluid. And realistically, what they're planning on is you getting out of that car in 6 years. Their whole plan now is to say there's no maintenance on the car except for oil changes and cabin filters. Get the hell out of your car within 2 to 3 years because it's the next guy's problem.
Yeah.
That's the new marketing strategy. And as long as the customer understands that and they don't listen to the manufacturer and they actually listen to their shop, their cars are going to last forever. But we're not allowed to intervene like that. It's murderous.
So like Nissans, Lakes, I don't know, are Lakes and Dave, are y'all able to see transmission judder codes?
Yeah.
So you can see the 17F0 and 17F1s.
Yeah.
So with us,
basically an automatic replacement.
Yeah, the customer, they won't let us do anything with it. I can scan a vehicle for a check engine light. I see that 17F1 code or F0. I can't say nothing if it's under warranty.
Oh,
because they built that code in there to not throw the check engine light, because it can throw a false FO or F1. They want the customer to complain about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it has to be a legit complaint.
Wow.
yeah.
So my advice to customers is, and I try to say this without getting in as much trouble as possible. When your new car warranty is on the verge of going out, like say one oil change before your new car warranty goes out. If it was me, I would go pay the $300 to get a professional independent specialist and shake that fucking car down. Because if you bring in a report that says, I took my car to a specialist and he found these things, we have to abide by that report. And same thing with your powertrain. Do it with your powertrain. You can do that, and you can fight it, and it works. You barely have to fight it because you've already proven it. There's no internal intervention. There's no upselling a warranty. The customer just realized they're going out of warranty, and they wanted to ensure their car was good before it went out. That's the whole reason. And somebody found something, and now the dealership has to say, does it exist or does it not exist? And now you're putting the dealership on the friggin' spot. So if you take a Tundra to this guy at 50,000 miles and he says, oh man, like the control arms have blown boots, there's oil leaking from the front chain cover. I mean, this is all basic Tundra stuff. And he's like, and the rear axle seal is starting to weep. And he's got photos of it, and you're holding those photos, and it goes through a dealership and they say they don't see something, and then you go on a lift and it's all fucking clean. Yeah, they're in trouble. They're in fucking trouble.
See, now when it comes to transmissions, because there's so many forums out there of customers trying to fraud it, because it's a known issue with us, we have to go through a whole separate warranty claim in order to get that. So it goes through live, like a manual review before it gets approved.
Yep.
So we have to we have to take a video of the concern. We have to get the failure. We have to get the VIN plate. Everything has to be within like a 15-second video, and then we send it to them. No cuts, no nothing. It has to be as clean, straightforward as possible.
Yep, we have very similar things with our transmissions because everybody's got it in their head that they're just busted as shit. Whenever there's a problem, they just come and be like, my transmission's broken. I read it on the internet. And then they get all butthurt that it takes more than 2 minutes to evaluate the situation. And I've actually had to tell multiple customers with managers around, telling them, be like you can get as upset as you want all day. I says, whether it took us 2 minutes or 2 hours to diagnose the problem, it's probably going to take a week for it to circulate through corporate and then come back and authorize the repair. And I says, and we can't even order your transmission. I says, once that letter comes down, then we can order your transmission, and you'll be lucky if it shows up in 3 days. Some of these are showing up in a week. And then we'll install it.
Do y'all do loaners or y'all do rentals?
We got loaners. So if that was a car that was like within powertrain or new car warranty, we'll totally hook them up and we'll take care of it. But we've had some people coming in at like 70, 80,000 miles trying to get extended warranty. I'm sorry, not extended warranty, but they're trying to claim that the problem was always there for so many miles. And we'd be like, hey, like, that's on you. You can fight that case. I says, but you're on foot. Like, you can go get a rental car, and then at the end of the claim, you can send the rental car bill to the manufacturer, and you can argue for a refund. A lot of people get it. I says, but our loaners are for people with warranty because we can bill that loaner agreement to the warranty claim.
Yeah. Seeing people don't realize the manufacturers are actually pretty lenient.
Yeah.
You know, there's Goodwill systems, and they'll refund customers for prior repairs. And then if it turns up that if a certain issue ends up being a recall, all you got to do is, okay, well, I did that last year before it was a recall. Here's my receipt, and you'll get money back.
Yeah, I watched a lot of people get torque converter money back when we started saying, hey, we know our torque converters are pieces of crap. And people started coming in once they saw that bulletin went live, and they said, well, I bought one last year. Okay, cool, file a claim. You'll probably get refunded. And a lot of people did get a lot of money back. A lot of them got almost 80% of their money back. And some of them even got repair credits. So they were just given like generic Subaru dollars to spend at any dealership.
Yeah.
I had a 16 Legacy, and I had it from 20,000 miles all the way to almost 70. I swear, I swear, when it got to around like 60, bro, I know it had torque converter shutter, and I was like, this thing is messed up. And I took it to Subaru, and they were like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, bro, don't tell me there's nothing wrong with it. The guy I work with is a tranny guy. I know what torque converter shutter feels like, and it was never there. And they're like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. I took it back I ended up taking it to another dealer. I told him, I say, look, man, this thing feels like it's got torque converter shutter. Take a look at it. They say there's nothing wrong with it again. They pull the pan, supposedly check the oil. They say nothing's wrong with it. They even go as far as supposedly getting an engineer to come out. And they said that there was nothing wrong with it. And I was like, there's no way, bro. And I had an extended warranty. It wasn't the fact, it was an extended warranty, but I had like top of the line extended, bro. Like they were doing everything and anything like free of charge. And I'm like, and the guy's like, man, he's like, bro, you got extended, you got actual really good extended. He's like, I'll put a tranny in this thing if it needs it. He's like, but there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I ended up trading it in, but I know there was something wrong with it.
Yeah, I wish I could have helped you there because more than likely the concern was, I'm gonna guess that maybe right after that happened, did you get like a tune-up done or something like that?
No, nothing.
Because that's when the shutter starts, is after the car's first tune-up, because the battery gets disconnected for the tune-up. to get it out of the way. And those guys during the tune-up do not wipe the throttle body. You got to wipe that car's ass, and you got to clean that throttle body every time you do a tune-up. It takes 5 seconds, and then you got to go drive it, and you got to perform what's called a torque converter relearn. You got to set a baseline, which is just basically a driving habit. You just kind of drive it like a grandma. You monitor the data pits.
We do that with trainings when we R&R trainings. We have to do what's called a
adaptive relearn.
I don't do it. I just go drive the damn thing. The adaptive relearn takes fucking 40 minutes. I just go drive the car around the block. Just don't drive it crazy, because if you drive it crazy, it's gonna learn that.
Yeah,
you're driving it like shit. So
so that's all. We're giving it a baseline for the customer, and then it's good to go. Mm-hmm. And 90% of those people, all they do is when they show up with that torque converter shutter, I wipe the throttle body, I disconnect the battery, I put the leads together like that for about 10 minutes, go watch some YouTube, come back, put it together, go drive it around the block very nicely, and be like, okay, it's done, have a nice day. And they go, what? Like,
all right, guys.
Sorry.
This freaking chair is killing my back. I'm going to get out of here.
All right, Lex.
Have a good night.
Coming through.
Yeah, I don't know. It was around 60 some. I knew it needed a tune up, but yeah, it started out of nowhere, and it felt just like torque converter shutter, and I was like, oh, there's something wrong. And they were like, nope, nothing's wrong with it. And I was like,
oh yeah, they get it bad, because like it'll go right away. I bet if you gave that car like 150 RPM, it would shut the fuck up. And they are those Gen 2 CVTs. They are Karens, and if you don't know how to tune them out with services and test drives, you'll never get rid of the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to do a complete transmission relearn. You got to warm it up, put it on the lift, check the fluid. You got to run the valve body through all its paces, and then go do the test drive. And that'll fix it.
I am so glad we don't have to do that. The only time we have to do that is if we do a valve body TCM or an actual trans.
Yeah, I did a few TCMs this week, and you gotta just go drive them. We're supposed to. So when we do warranty, we're supposed to. There's a labor code. Well, not the labor code. There's a warranty code for the reprogram, and sometimes there is another warranty code for the setup. But I know a lot of guys don't do the setup just because it takes too damn long to let the car sit there and jerk back and forth and all that. So we just go drive them, and that we never had no issues. But yeah, I'd rather just drive the damn truck around for a minute.
Let me blast through these comments, guys. That way we can get going. I don't want to hold y'all up too long. What's going on? I didn't know this was Chef Shatry. What's going on, Chef? Late and different. Yeah, changed it up a little bit, John. Just giving you a thumbs up and run. Appreciate you. Probably not here no more. My old man thought at the time it's either coils or potential spark plug. After that, I think he said to me, the tech told him it had something to do related to the camshaft, to my knowledge, or something with the cam heads. Probably had that tick there. My Frankenstein box is going to be quad bank triple set. Yeah, I seen that. I actually watched one of the videos when you were laying that angle iron.
Shit, if you bolted two of those 44s together, I'd make a nice box.
Hell yeah. 2012 Dodge Ram piece V8 limited edition. You see, he was talking. You're talking to somebody. I'm just gonna blast through it. Hey, Frosty.
I'm leaving.
Oh shit!
Behind.
What's that?
I'm leaving my U.S. General box behind here.
Oh, wow! You don't feel like lugging it around?
I got my Snap-on cart. I've got my old Husky box at home. My 36-inch Husky box is full depth. It holds as much as my 56-inch U.S. and takes up half the space.
Howdy, Fluff. Hey, be sure to tune in next Saturday. Shout out, put it. Oh shit! Okay, cool. I'll be excited to see you actually use it. Which launch? That's the one he won off of me. Dave. Okay.
I got you.
My old man is potentially thinking about getting a different car. We're still making a decision whether or not to sell the truck. I happen to have a very rare Hemi. It has 300K on it. At least a vehicle has over 300. Hip shot. Frosty. Last Saturday, I put a video on where I changed one camshaft on the 3-valve. I'll be seeing that car. What do you think? Something else is going on with it? Owner got his own.
That's
just
funny
enough
on
to-
ports. I had a Camaro that just came in. They wanted me to put a ECM
I
in
see.
it, and so I swapped the ECMs. Couldn't reprogram it because I already had the current calibration for that car. So, but as soon as you swap it, it throws 6 different codes, runs like shit. So I was like, well, they either need a new one or this one's bad. Put the old one back; it runs fine. Somebody told her she needed an ECM.
Did y'all throw gauges on that AC concern?
I think we looked at them sitting there at idle. The problem was is that it ran fine. When the clutch cycles on and off, obviously the low side jumps up and the high side comes down. There's nothing really to see. I mean, the thing works fine most of the time.
I did a clutch on a Subaru for the first time on Friday. Started at 1.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job.
He's doing that on his back. That's a damn fine job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I remember the first time I did a driveway job on a clutch. That was a bad idea to pull the transmission out because I had that thing kind of laying on my chest, and we had to use 2x4s to get it off me. That was when I didn't know anything about cars too much. Then the second time, I was like, why don't I just pull the engine? And I pulled the engine out. So I just threw the AC compressor off to the side and just dumped the water and pulled the engine out. And I was like, yay, it's easy as eating pancakes.
I'll let y'all know a scary story once we get off of here. When fluids weep out, road grinder is weeping in. I use a CVM impact on it. All good here. Nice to see it jump on Fluffy's live. Not scamming, boy. We have stronger laws here in Canada. If we let an unsafe vehicle out the door and there's an accident, we have 6 license yanked. I don't think we get at the thing about the dealers. Yeah, like Baja said, if it's safety, then we have to report it. I try to report everything just because I don't want the customer to come back and say I didn't mention something. Customers are tricky sometimes. They'll kind of set us up.
They'll bait you.
Yeah. And they get crazy sometimes.
Dude, I think the worst of all my customers, I'll take all your shitty powertrain customers if you take all my fucking nitro customers. And I hate customers. I hate nitrogen customers. I hate them with a passion. As soon as they come up to me with that twinkle and that little green cap, and they go, so I noticed that you just put shop air in my tires. Did you not see my green cap, sir? Be like, no, I didn't see on your work order that said put nitrogen in car. That's one. That's 2. I don't see a nitrogen service agreement. That's strike 2 for you. So I was like, you don't get free nitrogen through us. I was like, if you bought nitrogen through somebody else, you can go back to them. You can get that problem fixed right away. I says, or you can go back to AutoZone where you bought those green caps and go shove them up your ass.
Or, ma'am, I just put 69 to 70% nitrogen just back into your tires by using
It's more
shop
like
air.
80%, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 80%. That's right.
Yeah, it's 80%. No, we did that with one guy. We told him, like, yeah, the whole shop was plumb full of nitrogen. He's like, bullshit. He's like, I know everything. He's like, I'm a college professor, and I let it slip. I was like, you're a college professor, and you drive a Subaru? You sure you're not a high school teacher?
You know what's funny is at my old shop, we used to give nitrogen, but
Russ, we trust.
It was hooked up to the shop air in the building. There was no nitrogen.
Yeah, I see, dude. That's what I try to tell people. I was like, nitrogen is the biggest scam in the automotive market today.
He's got that.
And just like you said, I know so many people who have, I know so many garages, like even National Tire and Battery, Firestone, who claim that they're selling people lifetime nitrogen agreements of like $300. $300 lifetime nitrogen. Just come on in.
Yeah.
And you know what? That machine's busted as shit, and it's plumbed with pure shop
What
air.
companies did you just say?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I've never seen that.
What companies did you just mention?
National Tire and Battery, Firestone, like trying to upsell this.
I used to work with Firestone, and they don't do anything with nitrogen.
Yeah, they have it next to the alignment rack, so they'll sell you like lifetime warranty on an alignment, so you can get lifetime alignment, and it's like $300. You can come in and get you can come in and you can get. I think they cut you off at like 3, and then they'll be like, okay, there's something wrong with your car, or you're doing something. Like if you come in like more than 3 times in a year, because they have to do that with all the race car guys. They come in and they change their camber, and then they want their car straightened out again for city driving.
Yeah,
So
when I
they-
worked
they-
at Firestone, we had the lifetime alignment.
Yeah,
but
down
we never did
here in
anything with, we never did anything
Yeah,
with
they-
nitrogen. I know in Metro Detroit here, we had a local company called Bell Tire that advertised the piss out of the nitrogen. Nitronize your tires. Nitronize your
Yeah.
tires. I
Yeah,
never
no,
heard of
Barrow-
Firestone getting into the nitrogen.
Barrow,
I know National Tire and
is-
Battery did.
Yep.
When I
Barrow
worked
is
at
pushing it
Goodyear-
as part of like a premium warranty on their tires. So if you buy a set of tires and then you buy their nitrogen plan, you're getting like some Uber Princess Auto warranty on top of your tire. And that's
We
something
used to
that
do
is
that.
it's like an upsell here, and I'm only speaking from my city where I've seen it.
When I worked at Goodyear, I think they used to do something like that. But yeah, we had lifetime alignments, and we used to get people like that. Fucking, they would camber their car and then want an alignment, or they swap out some suspension, and then they'd be like, "Oh, I need an alignment." I was like, "No, you did work. Now you need an alignment." But I will say we did have actual nitrogen. We had a pretty big tank we used to roll around, and I don't know, man. I know a couple guys that we would use nitrogen. We'd flatten their tires, put nitrogen, and their tires would stay at whatever we put them. I mean, we had a guy leave his car in his garage for 3-4 months, and he never needed air. They were always perfect. I don't know.
What is that? 10,000 kilometers. What is that? Like 6,000 miles?
Something like that.
All 3 older ones are in my life. Have had higher mileage, no consumption, but all shorter OCI. 3 to 5 oil change interval is a way to go. Yes. Frosty, yeah, it does sound like that. I could care less what the name is. It's been doing work. Okay, and all oils should be changed around 5K no matter whatever that is in KM. You know, gone longer in my Nissan. I feel bad. Oh, you could. You know, we don't really see a lot of sludge issues on the Frontiers. The Frontiers are Titans, unless
I've
they're
changed
doing like
mine
20,000.
3,000. That's all I do. I don't go. I try not to go over.
That little truck's the first. I think it's the first car I've ever had that didn't burn oil.
Finally changed the coolant at 218 only because of the heater core leak. Now I need the defroster in the mornings. Oh no. Technically a 15 owner manual says 16,000. Damn. Let's see, Silvio, 50 dirty and beat the crap. It's got some of the rubber over molding hanging off.
Been saying 10,000 for a long time though, haven't they? Since like 2006 or 2007.
I don't trust it.
Intervals.
I don't trust
Oh,
it either. And I've watched a lot of videos. Like you know who Ford Boss is?
Yeah.
He does a lot of oil talk. You know, he does a lot of testing with oils and actually sends this stuff out to labs and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically tells you the same thing. 10,000 is bullshit.
I would never
synthetic
go
blend is only about
10,000.
10,000 synthetic. Ford Boss has a lot of
10%.
info. Yeah, yeah. And he has customers, or not has customers, but customers are sending him oil samples, and he's sending it out for them.
Well, most cars, and I don't know about now. I think we discussed this before. Most cars years ago and all that, they always said normal driving conditions and severe. Nowhere is normal. We stop and go. We drive on a freeway. We have traffic. It's always severe.
Yeah,
Let's say it said 10,000 miles. Well, severe says 3,000 miles. So you never go. You never did normal driving conditions. It's always severe. I noticed that on that Nissan though that we were looking at, actually, if you read the manual, it says something about going 10,000 miles. It doesn't necessarily tell you to go 10,000 miles, but the way they word it is real tricky. I personally
yeah.
would never go 10,000 miles on anything, but you know, you
See, it
pull up
uses
like a
about a liter every 25,000 or 2,500 miles.
Mission.
Doesn't sound too bad. Shopcat,
Oh
not
yeah,
cat.
if you really want to go pick a fight with a dealer shop service center and a lot of these newer cars, go read your owner's manual about fuel additives. And there's actually, and the majority of owner's manuals on the market with GDI cars. If you have a GDI car and you read your owner's manual, if you go to the fuel section in services, they'll say we recommend a fuel additive in the gas tank every oil change in order to prevent carbon buildup, misfire, and valve trabe damage. Now that is like an $18 bottle of BG44K going in the tank every oil change.
But it's GDI.
Yeah,
We're not hitting
it's
valves.
but they're still recommending it.
What the hell?
It's the like soften everything up because a little bit through the valve overlap as the piston's going up and down, there's still a little bit in the atmosphere, and it'll just keep
It'll
the
swirl
valves
it.
a little bit. It keeps it from crystallizing and turning into a diamond, and just keeps everything soft so it can get knocked off the valves and then blown out the exhaust. Well, like I asked, like years ago when I read that, I kind of asked my bosses, I'm like, why aren't we at least offering like a top tier oil change that has this on it? And it just came down to like, well, nobody does this because it would screw up our competition with Valvoline, Midas, Take 5, and all these low ballers out there who are just trying to cheap everything out. So because we got all these cheapskate services, it's impossible to do the right thing. And that's what I have coming up in one of my specials of this is why you can't get quality service even at a reputable shop, even at a high-end shop, is because you got this think tank of people who are trying to be competitive against these lowballers who don't give a rat's ass about your car.
Oh, even the damn rental companies have lost their minds,
Nice,
man.
Howdy.
We've been renting trucks from Enterprise, vans, and little 14-footers, and they don't even have a service department.
Oh, gotcha,
They
Shopcat.
they contract them out to Pep Boys. Oh, it needs brakes. Drop it off at Pep Boys. We dropped a van off at Pep Boys, got it back the next day, and the damn rim rubbed through the brake line and the pedal went through the floor.
Oh, yeah.
And I called him up. I'm like, do you want me to fix this or do you want me to take it back to the asshole that did that?
Yeah, if somebody fucked my car up that bad, I don't know if I want him to work on it again.
This was a rental.
Oh, not my problem.
But I mean, come on, they're using Pep Boys, or I guess it's not Pep Boys anymore. What are the Advanced Auto Parts, right? I mean, Jesus.
Damn. Let's see, Sergio. I put nitrogen in tires mainly because I have tanks of nitrogen in my work truck, and that's faster than connecting. I mean, yeah. I hooked up a hose to my ass and blew some. What the?
Yeah.
That's some dirty
But
air.
you guys just wait though.
Here they call it sebum.
I got a stack of theses and essays and college case studies, all performed on nitrogen and commuter vehicles. That is your average daily driver, not fucking race cars, not 18 wheelers. But I actually got a hold of the study that was peer reviewed from the National Highway and Traffic Safety Organization, the federal government. Our federal government says nitrogen is a scam. National Highway says, yeah, it's worthless. You're not getting any benefit from it as a daily consumer. General Motors has a TSB out. Actually, it's not a TSB. I found the letter. It's got their letterhead on it, and it's signed stating, we're not getting involved in this argument. Like, they were asked to make a decision, and it just goes through, if a customer comes in and they want nitrogen, we'll give them nitrogen, but we are not going to, for the future here on, this was 2016, it says, we're not upselling nitrogen. Congress right now is in the House, they have a bill getting passed where nitrogen upsells at a dealership is getting categorized as
Goddamitism.
God damn it. Oh, he froze.
yeah.
I
I thought my whole internet dropped out.
Okay, it's getting categorized as what?
Oh, it's getting changed to be a non-essential upgrade. So it has to be written on the paperwork now when they're writing the contract. And if a user says, hey, should I get this nitrogen? It says nitrogen is a non-essential upgrade, and it'll have like they're working on the lawyer talk of what the disclaimer should say, because you have the people who are selling the nitrogen machines who are lobbying to keep it there, and they're getting pissed off that they're going to lose all this racket. They're going to lose this racket.
Okay. So here's how fucked up our politicians are. It's non-essential, right? Nitrogen in a tire is non-essential, but it's okay to put tits on a tranny. You know.
Holy, let's save that for backstream.
Right?
Check this out. Look what this says, Fluff. Read that.
This is TPM service interview. Okay, nitrogen. Our tire pressure sensors calibrated with nitrogen inflation are compatible with nitrogen. Okay.
Normal air. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yep, that's why I say that shit's a scam.
Yeah, so that's why I'm gonna put this big old like Q Downs, Barbara Walter, kind of like little 20-minute special together, and I'm gonna give everybody the Google Drive link. Like, hey, here's all my source information. You know, if you don't, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I just want you to be aware of the facts that here's all the studies that were done. It's peer review, and they did it in multiple test conditions, and they all learned that you're arguing over a 2% enhancement. Do you really want to pay money for a 2% in enhancement? That's what it boils down to.
It's going to save you in fuel mileage.
How much money did this study cost?
Well, that part I don't know, and I should look up that. That'll be good to add to it, how much it did cost. I'm pretty sure they spent maybe at least $200,000 on it because it was a government agency.
That's our money.
So here's the thing.
This was also at the time of when Ford was fighting with Firestone over the exploders, and that's when nitrogen came around, when they were like, this is an opportune time to teach people a way to make tires safer, and they piggybacked off of Ford and Firestone's misfortune.
Here's the thing. So they say normal loss of air. If people are so concerned about their air in their tires, normal loss of air is typically what, maybe a pound a month, a pound
Yeah.
for every 10-degree difference.
And you're going to gain it back as soon as you get on the highway.
Not only that, if you do your oil changes when you're supposed to, every 3 months or so, if I bump your tires to 35 psi, by the time you come back again, they'll be at 32, 31 maybe.
Yep.
I'm gonna put air back in your tires and get it back to where it should be. Don't need nitrogen.
Used
I
to.
put R22 in tires before because I got a flat and it still had
Yeah,
all I had
and
to get to the
you know,
shop.
and if this is pissing off anybody in the
crazy,
chat,
Sergio.
or maybe this is if we have somebody who's watching this after, here's a really, really good analogy of how scammy nitrogen is to the consumer. Okay, to the consumer as we upsell it at a high up rate. This is how scammy it is. Sir, I'm going to sell you a service. This is me giving you an analogy. I'm going to sell you a service where every time you fill up for gas, a magic little guy is going to jump out from behind the car and he's going to check your engine oil and tell you that it's full. And that is going to make your engine last longer.
Mm.
Does that not sound fucking stupid?
Yep.
He's like, and then the guy goes like, well, why can't I just check my oil? Exactly. How come you can't just check your own damn tire pressure?
Oh man, that was me when I was at Discount Tire doing tire checks.
I was like, but then I put this on gas. I put this on our gas stations too. Why did gas stations get rid of free air? That was like the biggest. That they treat it as if it was a loss leader, but holy crap, did free air not bring them so much business? Hey, I'm here. I'm getting air. I'm putting it in my bicycles. Hey, kids, you guys want me to go get a Coke? All right, cool. Let me go buy a 300% marked up fountain drink.
I think in California air is free, right?
Do not know.
Is it-
Shit is like
I'm
those
pretty,
$700
I'm pretty
bottle.
sure you can pay for it, obviously, because it has, you can stick a quarter or whatever. But I'm almost like 90% sure that in California, if you go to any place that has air and water, you just go inside. Hey, bro, I need you to turn the air on, and they have to. It's legal. They have to turn it on.
I got this one gas station that's backed by my mom and dad's house in Michigan. The company's called Sterling's Gas Stations, and this one guy that owns those 3 gas stations, he still has free air, water, and vacuums.
Damn.
Yeah. And all he has on there is a little sign that says, if you appreciate these services, please come on in and leave a donation to maintain the equipment, as it's very expensive to maintain. Oh, and he has free washer fluid too. If you want to come in and you want free washer fluid, he'll give you washer fluid because he has like 100-gallon tank of concentrate, and he'll just be like, yeah, here's a jug, just bring in the empty and put it in the pile. But every person that comes in and says, oh, thank you, or I need some washer fluid, they get a coffee, they get a fountain soda, they buy something. That dude's making a racket, and he's
all you
getting
gotta
them
do
on.
is get them in the door.
Yeah, and he's getting them on pity. Some people, he's like, I've seen some people who come in and just like drop a $10 bill into the donation bucket.
Damn.
Now maybe I didn't see that person drop a $10 bill, but I saw one in there, and I kind of wonder. I'm like, did he just put that 10 there to kind of be as an influencer?
Yeah. Mind games. Firestone's such a burn. I had a car, need the tow set, so they wanted to sell upper strut mounts. I decided. The manager told me no warranty, charged me $80 for nothing. Well, I have in my Durango, I'm gonna run it 10K miles and then put it in my mower after that. What the hell? Yeah, leaks still up in here. I think it would be funny to put fart air in somebody's tires and they have a leak. It was, oh my god, air in tires just smells in general. Imagine that. I change oil in my mower every season with fresh oil. Do you? Anybody still running 2-cycle? I'd go
Yeah,
nitrogen.
yeah.
Cycle.
I got
My
a
weed whip is
Husqvarna
two-cycle.
that's still a 2-cycle. You want it?
I have a blower that's still 2-cycle and a weed whip that's 2-cycle.
I'd go with nitrogen because most of you knuckleheads don't drain your tanks, nor do you have proper air dryers. That's not on us. That's not on the technicians. That is on the shop. But Sergio, like Baja said, it's plumbed with shop air. Nitrogen in tires is a scam, just like sipping tires. Like sipping tires? What do you mean, Terry? By the way,
Siping
welcome.
tires. He's talking about
Siping.
siping tires. I
We
think
have a good dryer
siping
system.
tires does help certain tires.
Still have water in the lines. Yeah. Siping on some tires does actually work and help, but yes, it's a scam. We still have free air in California. You just have to ask them to turn it on. I have a refrigerator dryer in my shop, along with a complete van air tower system. My tanks bleed off 4 times a day, and my air is about to as dry as it gets. It's worse for us. I don't even think we have a dryer. Like you could hit the freaking blowgun and you just see all the moisture. God, dude, imagine what it's doing to our fucking tools.
Oh, we got an air line that goes into the freezer for the ice carver. Every once in a while, they run that hose out into the shop. You hook something up to that, and water comes out. It's bad.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, we had, and when I first moved into the shop that I'm in right now, the manager was a cheapskate, and I told him about the air, and I was like, dude, I could bead blast the oil off the engine. There's so much air coming out. And he was like, yeah, well, compressors are expensive. What are you going to do? And I was like, you're going to put a new dryer on there, dude. I need a new dryer. And I got a quote for it and everything. And it was going to be, for that tank, it was going to be a $2,000 installed dryer. And it's an auto dryer, and it's big, blah, blah, blah. Well, he threw that out the door. And one weekend, that compressor just magically ran nonstop for 72 hours.
Over the weekend.
Yeah, well, there's a thing with the pressure relief valve where if you hold it open when it's running, it's 150 psi relief valve, and if you pull it and then the compressor kicks on and you let it go, there's a 50-50 chance that relief valve, which has probably never been activated and is gummy as shit,
It's gonna stick.
it's gonna stick open, and that compressor's gonna run until it friggin' dies. So that next week we got a new compressor with 2 new engines on it, and we got a new dryer.
I just had to put in a 98 CFM compressor here. We got another packaging machine and a palletizer, and our old one. I mean, it was 38 CFM. It was a little Ingersoll screw. Little. I mean, the thing was pretty damn big. And it was running 100% of the time. It was always running. I'd never seen that thing shut off. Wore out 3 motors.
Damn.
I love this new compressor that I got contracted in. It is sweet. We got 2-phase DC motors. They're 5 horsepower a piece, and it's I have 2 300-gallon tanks that they fill. Dude, I can run a whizzy wheel all day. It's amazing.
We got a 160-gallon tank, 25 horse screw compressor, and that sumbitch is bad. I mean, the dryer is big. Even the dryer is big. It's probably got a 3/4 horse compressor in it.
Yeah, the 2 dryers that are hooked up to our tanks, they're about the size of a 5-gallon bucket.
Or are those filters or dryers? See, we have a refrigerated dryer. It's actually got a little refrigeration compressor.
Yeah, that's what this has. It's got a coil in it and everything.
Yeah.
Because when it showed up, I was like, "Is that a wart chiller? What's going on?" He says, "Oh no, this is the best thing." He's like, "It'll auto purge. It's great. It controls the temperature of all your air." so that way you get less moisture in there.
Oh,
I
your
was like, sweet.
packaging machines go crazy if you got wet air because they've got all these little solenoids on them, all these little electronically actuated air valves on them for every little function, and they're going off, second or every half a second. And when you start to get moisture to the point where you have to oil them, then you have to oil them every day. And then that machine is just a turd until you replace all of them and fix the water, fix the compressor.
Sergio, yeah, our compressor, our new one, freaking goes off what seems like every other fucking minute, and it's loud as hell. Yes.
Put a ball valve on it. Put a ball valve on there, and you could even attach a little hose to it and run the hose outside. Or put a
Well,
little
it is outside.
Is it?
Yeah.
And put a ball
We're an
valve
outside.
on it.
We're basically an outside shop.
We
Put
have
a
two
ball valve on
compressors
it.
that piggyback together.
Because it don't need to blow 100%. You can pinch the line down a little bit. It'll still get all the water out.
Put an oversized dryer on our new system and auto drain. Gives us sneeze at every 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Refrigerator dryer is the way to go. Only thing that seems to actually work. You
They
have to
do.
go to school to receive free air in California. What the hell? Yeah, you need to purchase fuel to receive free air. What? Screw compressors don't seem to make as much water either. We're on our second screw now. Stay away from Ingersoll if you're using the crap out of air.
It's all junk.
How's the brown eye? Oh God! Screws also have oil separate. Hey, why you look like that, Bob? You're a brown eye and you look quick.
Oh,
Screws also have oil separators, which I think help.
He
help
must be mad
avoid
at me. He didn't respond.
Either that or he stepped up, depending on the brand. Oh, Justin, what's good? Evening, y'all. Sorry, it was a long day and fell asleep early. Just woke back up. That was me earlier too. How y'all been? All right, guys, I'm shutting it down. Finally got to the end. Had 3 hours. Yeah. All right. Chat. We will see y'all. I don't know. I might go on Monday. I don't know. We'll see. And then if not, then I'll see y'all Friday. I'll try to hop on Friday if I'm in town early enough. I've only ever worked on Solar screw compressor, 5 gallon of oil. I think it's like 5K.
Is that one of those centrifugals?
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Panel, if y'all want to stick around for a second, and fine with me. But this stream is done. Y'all have a good Sunday, and hopefully y'all have a good week next week.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. Build a seed with the